Dunn here for 3C TV Live's Chessmont Game of the Week on ChessmontFootball.com as we got quarterfinal PIAA District 1 action tonight. It's the Coatesville Red Raiders hosting the Ridley Green Raiders. A little red light, green light tonight. I am joined by Mike Dunn and Carl Rudman. Carl, tell us a little about the Ridley Green Raiders.
Yes, Mike, the Ridley Green Raiders from the Central League finished 10-1 this year. They're coached by Dave Wood, first-year coach coming from the college ranks. And they're led defensively by Mike Cowan and their linebacker, Ryan Greco. Offensively, they're led by their quarterback, Cade Stratton, running backs Brock Anderson, O.C. Miller, and Malik Young. They have a big rushing attack. They did win last week. They beat Plymouth White Marsh 35-7 to get here tonight.
We got one 10-1 team in Ridley. Mike, tell us about the 10-1 Coatesville Red Raiders.
Well, Coatesville Red Raiders only lost this season to powerhouse Cumberland Valley. They lost by a score of 41-21. And they quickly turned it around because that was their second game of the season, and they've been undefeated since, including in the playoffs, obviously. Tonight, if they can shut down the opponent's run game, and Aaron Young and the O-line have a strong performance, and they continue to force turnovers, they're going to win this game.
Well, looking at the predictions from outside experts, you got Pete DiGiovanni from the Daily Local as Coatesville is winning 34-17, and then Philly.com has Coatesville as a 28-7 favorite. But for those of you that have tuned into 3C TV Live's broadcast of playoff football, we've shown you some upsets. So Ridley definitely has a chance coming into this game. Curious to see what's going to happen. I'm leaning towards Coatesville just because of their great team speed as we broadcast for you on ChessmontFootball.com. Their matchup against Downingtown East, where it was a good Downingtown East defense, but the speed at Coatesville just ended up being too much. So we're going to have to see, but I definitely give Ridley a puncher's chance because, as you said, Carl, they have 5 different backs they like to give it to, and sometimes that's a, hey, we don't trust people, but they actually have 5 talented running backs.
Mike, you mentioned about Downingtown East. This Coatesville team beat both Downingtown East and Downingtown West by a combined score of 88-16 in this season.
There you go. Well, Coatesville in their 9-game winning streak has been averaging 40.5 points a game. Aaron Young, the running back, 11 yards a carry. That's insane. So we're going to be saying the Young brothers' names a lot. Again, Aaron Young and Avery Young. You got the coach's son as the freshman quarterback in Ricky Ortega. So those are the names you're going to be hearing a lot for Coatesville. Carl, you mentioned some of the Ridley players.
Yes, on Ridley players, they like to go with they rushed for one game. They rushed for 53 carries in one game. So they will run the football. They are not a big passing attack team. They rely on their defense, Mike, to get the ball rolling and keep the field position in their favor. And so it's going to be a question of, will the Coatesville speed be too much for Ridley, because they probably haven't faced a power offensive attack like this one.
Well, in the playoffs, every mistake is going to be, just
amplified.
Yeah, amplifies. Thank you. But also, if you make some mistakes, you got to just be able to react to it, not let it get to you. Ridley forced 3 interceptions in their playoff win last week, but this is a Coatesville team that forces a lot of turnovers. Again, it's going to be a lot of speed. You get the speedy running backs of Ridley, you get the speedy offensive and defensive players of Coatesville. It's going to be a fast-paced game, so get ready to see, I think, a lot of points tonight, but also a lot of big plays. And Coatesville is going to receive the opening kickoff. So, like we said, get ready to see Ricky Ortega and the Young brothers, but also don't forget about Jaden Hudson, the senior wide receiver. He also can have a big game tonight. Looking forward to this one. It's happy to bring you this game. Again, be sure to like us on Facebook at 3C TV Live. Follow us on Instagram at 3C TV Live, and follow us on Twitter at ChessmontFB.
Coatesville, on a number of their opening drives this season, have scored right off the bat.
So again, Coatesville has going to be receiving the opening kickoff. Carl, what do you think we're going to see from them on this opening drive? Do you think they're going to go for the big play, first play of the game, or do you think they're just going to do their regular offense?
I think they'll do their regular offense, Mickey. I think Ricky Ortega, being a freshman, has gotten better every single game he's played, and he could be the big difference factor tonight because of his ability to pass the football deep. And with that running attack, will Ridley be able to keep up?
It's going to be a great matchup, like we said. This is why I kind of like the fact that even though we're seeing a lot of the predictions say it's going to be Coatesville, I like the fact that we're not 100% sure what the result's going to be because of the team speed of Ridley. Again, Dave Wood is the head coach of Ridley. We have Matt Ortega, the coach of Coatesville. This is a Coatesville team that made it to the state finals just a few years ago. So we know the playoffs aren't too much for them. I know you said, Carl, that it's Ridley's first playoff win since 2012 was last week. And kicking off for Ridley will be their kicker, Kieran Baker. As trying to take it to the outside was Aaron Young. Tackled at the 23. Alan Martin on the tackle. All we have is just us. We don't have the game on the monitor. Shotgun formation. That's a backwards pass. That's actually a fumble. Not the way they wanted to start the game, Carl.
No. Definitely a lateral, Mikey, and a poor start for Coatesville there.
And Mike, I don't think it was nerves. I just think it was he just didn't catch it.
I think he just didn't catch it, and it's very unlike Aaron Young to drop a ball like that.
2nd and 23. But now it's Young with the big run up the middle. He got that yardage back. He got a first down. He's still going. He's in Ridley territory. Great run by Aaron Young. Mike, what a carry.
Excellent play. He took it down to the 25-yard line of Ridley, and 1st and 10 set up from there.
And Carl just showing the great speed of the Red Raiders.
Unbelievable. 70-yard run, Mike, by Avery Young. Just a fantastic football player.
Aaron Young with a big carry. Avery Young split out a receiver. The Young brothers are a huge part of Coatesville's offensive attack. A nice tackle there by Ridley. On the tackle was Greco. So 5-yard loss there. So the 2 first down plays for Coatesville, they lose yards, but then 2nd down last time they had a huge carry. Young up the middle with the carry. Nothing doing there. He got back some of the yards they lost on 1st down, but going to bring up 3rd and long for the Red Raiders.
3rd and long doesn't scare this Red Raider team.
Shotgun formation. Flag on the play. I was going to say we got the Red Raiders versus the Green Raiders today. Hopefully we don't see too much of the yellow flags on the field. Back up Coatesville another 5 yards. You know what's funny is they were a little slow to change it. They had on the scoreboard that it was 18 yards to go. They just changed it to 13 yards to go, and now there's the penalty, so it's right back to 18 anyway. Shotgun formation. Ortega's pass is deflected. It's actually complete. Great job by Alexander on the reception. He did not think the play was dead. It's going to bring up a 4th and long, but
you'll see Coatesville go for this more often than not.
As I'm saying, they might as well go for it. It's a little bit chilly out, a little bit windy, so it's not ample field goal conditions. Dropping back the pass, throws it up, and it is complete. What a grab for the touchdown, Coatesville. I can't believe he actually was able to get that. Carl, you're just sitting there looking stunned.
That was a pro.
That's Avery Young.
Avery Young. I mean, that was such a beautiful play. Mike, that looked like a pro football play.
Awesome play by Avery Young. Young is one of their main wideouts, and he will go up and get that ball down almost every time you ask him to.
But that's the sign of a great wide receiver is he goes up and gets the ball. It's not just the easy catch. He actually will leap up and make the catch. Great job by Young. There's another pre-snap penalty. This time, though, it's offsides on the defense. Might as well say it now to get it out of the way. Got to be sound in the kicking game. So we'll see if they make this here. Kick is up, and it is good. Coatesville takes the early 7-0 lead. And we'll be right back after this word from Beaver Creek Tavern.
Be sure to check out Beaver Creek Tavern for the best burgers in Chester County, including Mikey Dunn's favorite, the always delicious Bison Burger. Beaver Creek Tavern has a full menu available, which includes vegetarian and gluten-free options. They also have live bands on Saturday nights. Additionally, you can book your own private event there. Go see our friends at Beaver Creek Tavern, located at 1350 Bondsville Road in Downingtown. That's Beaver Creek Tavern. Be sure to check out Beaver.
Well, Carl, you saw Coatesville really only stopping themselves on that drive. They had first down, first play of the game. They have a lateral that ended up costing them a bunch of yards. Are we going to have a – oh, no, they reset the play clock. I was going to say the play clock got down to 3 seconds there. We had a lateral that lost them a lot of yards on first down, first play of the game, then basically a 70-yard run, and then they had a penalty on the next first down. Got stopped on second down, third down, but then they were able to convert on fourth down with a great grab. So Coatesville did what you were expecting to see them do. So we see the short kick. Ridley's going to start with great field position, ball throw him 42. So, Carl, talk about that opening drive.
Well, again, the explosiveness of Ricky Ortega and that offense, even though they found themselves in terrible field position or terrible down yardage, they still were able to make the big plays when they needed them. And that's what this offense does to you.
And Mike, I'll ask you to answer this after this play, but this is a lot like we saw of Coatesville against Downingtown East. But get your thoughts on that after this opening play for Ridley on offense. As that's the quarterback taking himself. That's Cade Stratton, the senior. But, Mike, talk about just this is what Coatesville's done all year.
Coatesville just tells you what they're going to do. It's no secret in the tapes. They tell you what they're going to do. They do it, and they do it well, and they score a lot of points. They scored over 400 points this season, and I don't see any reason for them to stop tonight.
2nd and 8 for Ridley. Handoff taken to the outside. Young with the carry. As Young in our roster, on one roster has his number 10, which is accurate. The other one has him as number 6, so forgive me for my pause there. Fumble on the snap. Coatesville's pointing like they got it. And it's Red Raider football as the Green Raiders unsuccessful on the third down, giving to Coatesville a great field position, and this is, again, looking very familiar with a lot of Coatesville games this year, Mike.
As I said in the outset, continue to force the turnovers. They do that, they're going to do well in this game.
Shotgun formation, Coatesville right back on the field on the offense. Carry up the middle. It's Aaron Young. Said, hey, I was successful on that opening drive running up the middle. Let's go to it again. Second and 7 for Coatesville. Pass is complete to Avery Young. It's another Red Raider first down, Carl. This offense is just so hard to stop. What do you do if you're the defense?
Yeah, it's still at the line of scrimmage. They're executing so well with that speed, it's really tough to stop them.
Shotgun formation. Ball on the 37, another pre-snap penalty.
Seen a lot of that this year.
Yeah, more than you would think, especially with some of the teams we've seen, disciplined Chestmont teams.
Dave, can you hear me?
As the refs talk it over. As they're talking to Coach Ortega, so it looks like it's going to be on Ridley, I would think, unless there's just no flag. They picked up the flag. First and 10, ball on the 37, 7:50 to go in the first quarter.
Blitz.
Nice job. I don't know if that was supposed to be a run blitz or just an overall blitz, but they're able to tackle Young in the backfield. And I was going to say that's probably going to be the key is getting pressure on the quarterback, even though it's quick throws, and it's Greco again. Second and 12 for Coatesville. Rolling out. Just lofting it up for Young. And what an easy touchdown reception to Avery Young. The cornerback just started looking for the ball while Young was running to the ball. What a play there. There was a lot of time given by the offensive line. I don't know if there was a hold, but too easy for Coatesville. Mike, I mean, he just let the wide receiver, the cornerback just stared at the ball, whereas the wide receiver went for the ball.
As I said, Coatesville lets you know what they're going to do, and they come right at you.
They attempt the extra point, trying to make it a 14-0 ball game. Low snap. Kick is up, and it is good. So Coatesville with the early 14-0 lead, Carl. I mean, what can you do if you're a defense?
If we're going to have to get better cornerback play than that, Mikey. That I could have covered better than that. I mean, it was such an easy play. You knew they were going to score. As the ball went up in the air, completely a separation there, and Young just made it a very easy play. Like you said, very, very easy touchdown.
Mike, the offensive line gave a lot of time there. There may have been a hold. Don't know. It wasn't thrown. So if you're the Ridley defensive line, you got to get more pressure because it's kind of hard for the cornerback to stay in coverage, although he did until the ball got there.
One of the things that Ridley had to do coming in here is their defensive front seven must show up in order to do anything in this game.
So Coatesville 14-0 is your score. 7:15 to go in the first quarter. Again, this is the Chestmont Game of the Week on ChestmontFootball.com, as brought to you by 3CTV Live. Another short kickoff. Ball caught at the 20. And that is Brock Anderson with some room to run. Really a good field position on the last drive, but they weren't able to pick up the third down. They fumbled. You can't give Coatesville a short field. Even when they were backed up in their own territory, Mike, on the opening drive after the turnover, they still showed basically if they're anywhere in their field, they're dangerous to score.
They took it the length of the field in that drive, and Coatesville is a powerhouse like no one's seen, and this is a young team, Mikey. You have to understand that above all else.
Shotgun formation, man in motion. What a low pass there. The pass was intended for Brock Anderson, but you got to complete the wide open pass there. That's on Stratton.
That was on Stratton. He was open, Mikey. It would have been a nice gain. Again, they're a running team, so they're going to have to stick with what they do best, Mikey. If they're going to try to throw the ball, I think that could be trouble for them.
Even if they're down, yeah, like you said, they got to stick with it. Do one of my famous references to the NFL after this play. Stratton takes it himself. Minimal gain there. Pickup of, call it 2. But to do one of my famous references to the NFL, I heard a stat today. The Cleveland Browns are actually 6th in the league for yards per carry. The problem is that they're down so often in games, they can never run the ball. So it's great that they're a running team, but if they fall behind too much, how much can they keep running? But as you said, that's how they're going to stay in the game, Carl.
But if they're don't have a passing attack, Mikey, that's going to be effective. You have to stick with what you do best, and worry about your defense stopping Coatesville.
Obvious passing down here, 3rd and 8. Stratton drops back the pass. Pass is incomplete. And Mike, there was 3 guys there in coverage.
3 guys, and they're going to be there all night.
Even if that was completed, it was going to be tackled short of the first down. So the Red Raiders are going to get the ball back as the Green Raiders have to punt.
Alexander and Young are deep for Coatesville. Anderson the punt for the Green Raiders.
Decent punt inside the 20. As that's Alexander on the return, making several guys miss. Just the footwork for these Red Raider players is so impressive. So we'll be right back after this word from 3CTVLive.com.
Looking to advertise your business? Well, 3CTVLive.com would like to welcome you, the business community, to advertise on our Game of the Week Chestnut League for 3CTVLive.com. Please contact Al Ray Johnson of 3CTV Live at 610-306-9492. Again, 3CTVLive.com welcomes the business community to advertise live on Game of the Week Chestnut League.
Ricky Ortega with the first down run. And he's just a freshman. Mike, you were talking about their youth. He's a freshman. He's the coach's son, so you know he's been learning for years. 2nd and 5 for Coatesville. It's going to be a double pass as they threw it to Alexander, but great job sticking in coverage and also great job pressuring Alexander there as he ran out of bounds.
Mikey, I think Alexander should just throw the ball away there.
He tried to at the end of the play, yeah.
Right, but he had the opportunity to just throw it away.
You see that a lot with quarterbacks at any level of play. When they run to the outside, you think, why don't they just throw it away instead of losing like 2 yards? 3rd and 12 for Coatesville. Ortega drops back the pass, pressure in his face. He just throws it up to a wide open wide receiver. That's Avery Young. Mike, how do they keep leaving Avery Young wide open?
The Young brothers are like thunder and lightning, and they don't have that nickname here, but they could easily because with what one can't do, the other can.
I almost want to say lightning and lightning because they're both just so fast, but great pressure there. But how do you leave the number 1 wide receiver wide open? And off up the middle to Aaron Young.
One thing you'll notice is that Aaron Young lines up in the pistol behind Ortega almost every down.
Or that or just a different variation of the shotgun. 2nd and 8, Coatesville up 14-0.
Yeah, I know we are. Yeah. No rush.
Pass high there as there's a flag on the play. It's going to be either a hold or an interference as there was double coverage. I didn't think that ball was going to be caught anyway.
The ball wasn't catchable, so if that's the same rules as the NFL.
Unless it's a hold, because a hold doesn't matter if the ball's
They call
catchable.
pass interference.
Man, I don't really know if I like that call. No, some of the Ridley coordinators in the booth did not either.
Let's see if it was Will Chamberlain. Mike, I don't think he was going to catch that one.
Yeah, he's 6 foot tall, not 6'6", but it's a flag just the same. It's a Red Raider first down.
So even when Ortega makes an ineffective pass, which is infrequent these days, they get a pass interference call in their favor.
There was no pass rush there, so everybody was back in coverage. Ortega takes himself with room up the middle, cuts it to the outside. He's still going, and he's going to go in for the score. 24-yard touchdown run, Ricky Ortega. He had to make one man miss, and that he did. And it's 20-0. Coatesville with the lead, an extra point away from making this a 21-0 game. That's right, I did simple math right there, just like that. So what a start for the Red Raiders. And Willie Barcy tried to go 3 for 3 for extra points. This time it's a high snap. Kick is good, just the same. We've seen a low snap, we've seen a high snap, but what we've really seen is the Red Raiders doing whatever they want on this football field. We thought, Coatesville was the favorites. We said we thought they were going to win. The speed was going to be too much, but we said we didn't know what we would see from Ridley offensively to keep them in this game. But Mike, the offense is just not getting it done right now.
The offense of Ridley is not, and Coatesville, I can't say it enough, Mike. They do what they do so well, and they publicize it. They're not afraid to let anybody know what's coming their way.
Well, and another thing is that you can make somebody a little bit faster, but speed like this is just, you're born with it. You can accentuate it a little bit, but just the speed this entire team has. As you can see there, 21-0 with 4:33 to go in the first quarter. Back in 2012, this Ortega-led Red Raider team made it to the state finals, and they're looking prime for getting back there again. Still plenty of time left in this game, but have to think the Green Raiders are going to need a score here.
Anderson on the return for Ridley.
So it's going to bring up a first down for Ridley. Carl have to get something going offensively on this drive. I don't know if it's a trick play or what.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something to get it going here. This game's going to fall so far out of reach.
But that's Downingtown. I'm sorry, that's Coatesville style. Coatesville puts it out of reach early on in the first half, completely in the first half. That's when they won most of their games.
Yeah, we said in their 9-game winning streak, they've scored over 40 points a game. Shotgun formation, Stratton takes it himself. Looked like he was going to pass, but then took it himself. There is a flag on the play. Going to say it's going to be on the defense. The tackle did not exactly look legal.
Rogers, the tackle for Coatesville.
As we wait to see the flag. Or the penalty, excuse me. And it is a face mask, as you were clearly signaling Mike in the press box. Tackle did not look natural there. And high school has different face mask rules.
They still have the incidental?
That they do. Never liked that. Should just be a 5. Shouldn't be a 5 and a 15. Should just be the personal foul.
Oh, that's the whole thing. We're not adjusting to their speed.
1st and 2. Oh, ball comes out again, and the Red Raiders have fallen on it. There's going to be a fight for the ball, but I definitely saw a Red Raider fall on it. Did see one Coatesville player pointing the wrong way, and then he realized, oh, wait, we're going that way. And it is Coatesville football again. What a devastating turnover there, Mike.
This is their 4th drive of the first quarter. We usually talk about teams having 4 drives and a half. In 1 quarter?
That's because Coatesville scores on every drive, and it gives them the ball back.
And also, they're just such a fast team. They get to the line of scrimmage so quickly that there's not a lot of time between plays. Handoff goes to Young. First down run by Aaron Young. Too much team speed. And Mike, I know there's plenty of time left, but you were showing me the playoff bracket as to who they could be potentially playing the next week. we'll look at that a little bit later. Don't want to be too premature, but the way it's looking, as Ortega takes the carry himself.
Winner of this game plays the winner of North Penn versus Springford.
If it ends up being North Penn versus Coatesville, that's a game that a lot of people are going to pay to see. That's two powerhouse programs. But, hey, we're still in the first quarter. Maybe the Green Raiders force a turnover here. Pass is incomplete. You know what? Nice job by Ortega just getting the ball close to his receiver's feet so it's not intentional grounding, but he avoids the sack. Smart plays.
Yeah, Mike, a shout out to Greco. He's certainly been all over the field. You need more than one guy, but they're trying to put pressure on Ortega.
Problem is, though, is the cornerback play and just the team speed of Coatesville. Shotgun formation. No one in the backfield with them. Ball comes out. And it holds true again, Mike. Really, the only thing stopping Coatesville tonight is Coatesville. That was a perfect snap right into his hands.
Right into his hands, and he fumbled the ball. At least he didn't go down for a sack.
But Coatesville is going to go for it. It's 4th and 9.
No reason not to, Mikey. With the nice big lead, the field position is actually 10 yards less than what Ridley's been used to tonight.
Coatesville's going to call the timeout, I guess, to talk over the play, but it's way too close to punt, too far away for a field goal. If they don't get it, I mean, Ridley's going to get basically their worst field position of the night because Coatesville's done the short kick every time. Mike, you've watched a lot of high school games. You've seen teams come back before. What are the keys to Ridley coming back in this game?
In order for Ridley to come back, they've got to have their highly touted defense show up. That hasn't happened yet. They have to have their highly touted O-line protect their runners, their rushers, and the quarterback. And the running back core has to show up. Those three things are the keys to a Ridley victory.
And again, the score here is Coatesville 21, Ridley nothing. To give you another score update, it is Perkiomen Valley 7. Downingtown East, nothing. So, Carl, I know when you've not gotten to do a Coatesville game, you also, you've seen them live. You've seen them on chestnutfootball.com. Just the speed is something else.
Yeah, definitely the best team I've seen all year, Mikey, personally, and you can see why. They have a lot of talented players. Just the two Youngs and Ricky Ortega, but they have a lot of other guys also. And their speed is such a challenge for everybody.
And Ridley calls the timeout. Not sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Ridley calls the timeout. They saw what Coatesville was set up, but sorry to finish your point.
Yeah, it's going to be. I'm waiting for somebody who can challenge Coatesville, defensively. You're going to need guys with speed, pass rush ability. It's going to take a really top team like North Penn, I think, to beat a Coatesville.
One thing I'm noticing right now is head coach Matt Ortega for Coatesville is pacing the sideline, letting his offensive coordinator call the play out there.
Well, Mike, you talked a lot about the Coatesville youth. What's big for that is they have these very talented players that are going to be here for a long time, but then the younger guys, when they get up in a game like this, they can come in and get playoff experience. This is a Coatesville program that before that state title run, they actually had a couple years where they struggled. It was not the great Coatesville that this area was used to, and now they are back, and they are back with a vengeance these last couple seasons, ever since Coach Ortega. Shotgun formation, 4th and 9. Ortega drops back to pass. He throws it up for Young. Just too far and out of bounds. Young was ready to make it over the shoulder grab, but the Green Raiders get the stop. They're just down 3 scores still. They need to do something on offense. I keep saying, hey, it's early in the game, but at some point, just for confidence sake, not only do you need a score, but you got to stop giving Coach for the ball back with great field position.
I actually like that play, Mike. I mean, the design, no reason not to go to Young. I think he's going to come down with the ball if it's inbounds.
Yeah, he had a step on his man. 1st and 10, ball on the 32. Stratton takes it himself. He's got room run. He's going up the middle of the field. Inside the 40, inside the 30, and he goes down at the 30-yard line. And I think he was losing his wind a little bit, and also maybe heard some footsteps, didn't want to risk a turnover from behind. He might have been able to get another yard or two there, Mike. But either way, huge game for Stratton.
Excellent play. Best play of the night for Ridley thus far.
Quarterback showed real good speed on that play, Mikey.
Yeah, we said when we were talking before this game that they're not a team that likes to pass, but, hey, Stratton can do a lot with his feet. Big play maybe gets the offense fired up, Mike. Man in motion. They fake the toss. Stratton's taking it himself. He's got room to the outside. He's got a first down. You know what I love there is he lowered his shoulder as he was going out of bounds just to put a little bit of hurt on the Coatesville player and gain an extra half a yard.
I liked everything he did on that play, Mikey. The fake, the way he moved his feet. Just an excellent play by Stratton there.
Mike, what's Ridley doing that's different on this drive besides holding on to the football?
They're finding holes for Stratton to go through and gain huge chunks of yardage. And one thing that I want to point out after this play.
Handoff goes to Brock Anderson. And he took a big hit there, but kept going.
Ridley has a different approach. His coach, Dave Wood, has a different approach. He's changed the culture of football in Ridley. And that approach is most players are playing one position. They're not playing both ways.
Second and 9, ball on the 18, minute 20 to go here in the first quarter. Little option here. They take Stratton down. Now, it's third down here for Ridley. If they don't get this, depending on how many yards they get here, do you go for it on fourth down since you're down 21-0, or do you kick the field goal? Or does it really depend on what the down and distance is?
I definitely think they will go for it.
I say go for it. They're behind too much already.
Well, it's 3rd and 7, so if you're a Green Raider fan, you hope your boys pick this up. If you're a Red Raider fan, you hope to force another turnover. .30 seconds to go in the first quarter. I formation. Stratton takes it himself. He's got a man open in the end zone, but he's taking it himself now. Tries to spin away from the tackler. He's going to be short. It's going to be fourth down.
The ball carrier tackled by number 6, Evans, and assisted by number 30, Thompson. No gain, bringing up a 4th down and 7.
And that's going to do it for the first quarter. It's 21-0. Coatesville with the lead, and we're going to send it down to Sierra Horsey.
That is the end of the first quarter with the score. Coatesville 21, Ridley no score.
ChessmontFootball.com. We're live on the field. Right now we're with the Raiders mascot, Ryan. Ryan, tell us how you feel about tonight's game. You guys are up 21-0 right now. Do you think you'll be able to hold this out for the entire game?
Oh, yeah. I'm feeling confident. We're going to win without a doubt.
Aren't you a little bit cold right now with no shirt on?
I'm used to it. That's what I'm here for. It's my job.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, thanks, Sierra. Have a very happy overall Red Raider section, not just the gentleman you were just talking to, but all these Coatesville faithful have got to be pleased with what they saw in that first quarter. A lot of what they've seen all season, great team speed, big playmaking ability. I mean, I think that play by Young on the touchdown reception where he just went up and got the ball is one of the best catches I've seen this season at the high school level.
This Red Raider Nation is indeed happy, Mikey. They are used to seeing this performance from this team over and again.
But I love the fight of Ridley on this drive. They get a touchdown, make this a 21-7 game, 2-score game. Maybe they can force a turnover on defense or just get another stop. They will get the ball to start the second half. I know we're just at the start of the second quarter here, but it all starts with getting a touchdown on this drive, but it is 4th down and 7, so huge 4th down here. Anderson, the setback flag on the play. Pass is complete. It's enough for a 1st down, but it's going to depend on what the flag is. I think it might have been offsides. Or was it a legal procedure? We have to see. As the refs get together to discuss it.
Nothing like a good old zebra conference.
Yeah, it was not the cleanest of first quarters as far as penalties, and maybe we start off the second quarter with the penalty. They're definitely making sure they're going to get the right call. No flag on the play, so that's going to be a Green Raider 1st down. That's the 2nd time tonight they picked up a flag.
Coach Matt Ortega is looking for an explanation from the White Hat.
Hey, at least this time they actually signaled there was no flag. The last time they just kind of picked the flag up and walked away. This time they actually gave the hand signal. Hey, either way, it's a 1st down for Ridley, 1st and goal from the 6. I liked the route there. Receiver went out, did what he needed to do. Picked up the 1st down. Toss play. That's Young. He's in for the score. Ridley gets their 1st points of the game off the 6-yard touchdown run by Malik Young. Hey, the Red Raiders have their Youngs. Ridley says we got one of our own. Malik Young gets the Green Raiders on the board. The extra point is up, and it is good. 21-7 is your score now. And, Carl, that's just what Ridley needed to do.
Absolutely. I think Kate Stratton was the difference in that drive, Mikey. He took charge of the offense. He made some big run plays, good passing plays, opened things up, and that's what they do. That's how Ridley gets the job done. And so Stratton's going to be a key. And now they have a way of getting through, and they know they can do it. That could help. Now the question is, can they stop Coatesville?
And, Mike, what do you think they need to do on defense to stop Coatesville?
Get back to basics and hone in on Coatesville's obvious strengths. They're not doing that in any way, shape, or form thus far defensively.
So do you think just get more pressure on the quarterback, or do you think just get a general rush just to disturb Coatesville, just to maybe throw off the timing a little bit?
They've got to get somebody going in and disrupting the timing. You're right there. But what they have to do also is get Aaron Young out of his game.
Baker's got a fairly deep kickoff, but Coatesville with the nice return that's still going. I don't know how Young got through there. There was 5 or 6 guys there to make the tackle, but they tried to arm tackle instead of wrapping up. And the momentum of the Ridley score is pretty much evaporated right there as Aaron Young with the huge return. So many Youngs tonight. It's all the Youngs and the coordinators are getting restless.
I like Aaron Young a lot, Mikey. I really do.
Aaron Young, Avery Young, both talented players. That's Aaron Young with the carry. That's what they need to do, Mike. Just get his feet. Don't let him be able to make a move.
You're right. They've got to stop him and take him out of his game. If he continues to do what he's doing, he's going to cause irreversible damage.
You can't do arm tackles. You need to make sure you wrap up. It's 2nd and 7 for the Red Raiders. Ball on the 29. Pass is complete. See, it's a simple one-step drop. That's the first time we've said Jaden Hudson's name tonight. We talked about it. Hudson is a very talented player as well. I mean, when you have a guy as talented as Hudson and you already have 21 points, it's the first time we've said his name. 1st and 10, ball on the 21. Young with the carry. They have a chance to get him for a loss. They still get him. It's a 1-yard loss, but he should have had a loss of about 3 or 4 there.
Easily.
Great footwork. Carl, I always know, and Mike, I always know you enjoy when I do this. It's time for me to reference my beloved Chicago Bears. They have the footwork of a Gale Sayers. You don't know where these running backs are going to go. Ortega takes it himself, and he's going to go in for the score. 22-yard touchdown run. That's just too easy, Carl.
Yeah, he just stepped back. It was like a draw, Mikey, and he saw the big opening. And he's really good at that, recognizing that opening.
And there's a obvious injury to an offensive lineman for Coatesville, Alex Vondra, the 6'3", 270-pound senior. After that play, you saw another Coatesville player go up to him, and he just showing obvious discomfort. He walked slowly up to the line of scrimmage. He's staying in for this varsity extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. Just gets over there, but hey, doesn't matter. The kick is good. 28-7. Coatesville with the lead. 10:21 to go here in the second quarter. We're going to send it down to Sierra Horsey with another interview.
This is Sierra Horsey again, live from the field. This time we're with 4 amazing cheerleaders from Coatesville. Guys, tell us a little bit about how you're feeling about the game. You guys just scored again. I mean, it's only the second quarter. Do you guys think that you're going to win?
I think so. It's a decent game right now, and our boys have the talent to pull it off.
Yes, I think we have a very fair shot. The boys worked very hard this season. Yeah, and considering the talent, especially with our offense, the quarterback, and the wide receivers, I think we have this. I think they're very dedicated, and their drive is definitely out there on the field right now, and they're determined to win.
All right, well, thank you, guys. Good luck tonight.
All right, again, 28-7, Coatesville with the lead. Carl, we said during that interview, just wow, the speed of Ortega, and we compared it to just for the running back and quarterback speed of Steve Slayton and Pat White when they were at West Virginia. They were basically revolutionizing the spread offense. Short kick yet again, as it's bobbled. He just has to fall down, and at the return, the up man, that was Miles Turner. But Carl, how do you stop speed like this?
Well, they say speed kills in football, and it sure doesn't. Unless you can match that speed or with the defensive speed, that's why teams look for speed on defense, and they just cannot match Coatesville's speed.
And Mike, it's really also just huge holes up the middle for whoever's running the ball for Coatesville. Have you answered that? Speak to that after this play. Run up the middle. Nothing doing for Stratton there, but Mike, this offensive line is also doing a great job. It's not just the Youngs and Ortega.
No, it's the entire team. It's a team effort that we've seen all season long with this team. The only time that it didn't happen very much for them is that Cumberland Valley game. They lost 41-21.
And again, they still scored 21 points. They have so many different players that if one of them's having an off game, somebody else can pick them up, and they can do it in so many different ways. Dropping back the pass, and that's obvious pass interference. As the pass was intended for. We're just going to say Matt. I'm just going to go with his first name. Oh, no, sorry. It's a different one. That would be Liam Wright. There's 2 number 11s on the roster. I didn't have to say the tough last name. In coverage was Alexander, and he was looking like, oh, that's not a flag. It's not like he hugged the wide receiver while the ball's in the air.
I'm not sure, but I think Coach Ortega threw a flag on that one.
Yeah, that was not textbook coverage there, to say the least. But 1st and 10 for the Green Raiders. Ball on the 48-yard line. They try to score on this drive, make it a 2-score game again. Toss play. Nice spin move there by Young. I'm just going to keep saying the word Young or Ortega whenever there's a play, and chances are I'm going to be right.
That's what I did the time that Carl and I called this team against Downingtown West.
And then you and I did the Downingtown East game at Downingtown. The game you guys did was, of course, here at Coatesville. So both times you've seen Coatesville this year, Mike, it's been all Coatesville all the time. But Ridley had a good drive last time, trying to get it going again here. Run up the middle, and it's nowhere to run. You have several players there to make the tackle. As if you're a defensive corner, that's what you want to see. The team swarm to the ball. 3rd and 4, ball on the 46. Sorry, it's not 3rd and 4. Sorry, yes, it is 3rd and 4. Every 3rd down conversion from here on out is huge just because what the score of the game is, Carl.
Absolutely.
Stratton drops back. Pressure in his face as his knee does hit the ground.
That was a sack.
He almost avoided the pressure, but there's that team speed again, Carl.
Yep, great speed there. Again, not a lot of option on that play. Really had nowhere to go on that play.
It's going to bring up 4th and 11 for Ridley, and they're forced to punt now because it's just such a large down and distance. Coatesville with 2 men back for the return.
Avery's one of those 2.
And Alexander is the other. It goes to Avery Young. And he's still up. He broke 1 tackle. He didn't get any extra yards, but he broke another tackle. 28-7, Coatesville with the lead. 7:24 to go here in the first half. We'll be right back after this word from Beaver Creek Tavern.
Be sure to check out Beaver Creek Tavern for the best burgers in Chester County, including Mikey Dunn's favorite, the always delicious Bison Burger. Beaver Creek Tavern has a full menu available, which includes vegetarian and gluten-free options. They also have live bands on Saturday nights. Additionally, you can book your own private event there. Go see our friends at Beaver Creek Tavern, located at 1350 Bondsville Road in Downingtown. That's Beaver Creek Tavern.
And it's 2nd and 8 for Coatesville.
They're going to go isolate here on
As we have single coverage with Avery Young versus Alan Martin. And that's what they're going to. And that's offensive pass interference, though. I can't believe there's the flag. It has to be offensive. As the defensive back, though, is looking at the ref like thinking it's on him, but it has to be offensive, Carl.
Absolutely. It was actually a great job by the defensive back for Ridley, number 24. Which is Alan Martin, and he had great coverage on that play.
They got the matchup they wanted, and just because of how great the coverage was or how far the ball was thrown, it almost looked like it was the Ridley defensive back who the ball was intended for. So, Mike, the type of stuff they got to do, they have to win individual matchups, and that's what they did there.
You're right, they did, and Coatesville paid a price for it.
And, Mikey, what happened on that play was the defensive back was not fooled by the fake, because they've done it 2-3 times already. He was really ready for it. So when the fake occurred, he kept on moving backwards. Therefore, Young, even with better speed, had no chance on that play.
No, we caught it right before that play, though. Where I said, hey, they got the one-on-one matchup. It's I don't know how many times Ridley's really going to want to allow that to happen tonight, even though they were successful there. As it's 2nd and 22, ball on the 14, 6:41 to go in the second quarter. Ortega takes it himself. He's got another hole. He takes it to the outside as he high steps there. A little Bo Jackson action there. Talk about Ortega as a runner, Mike. This is just putting on a clinic.
Ortega is very skilled at the position of quarterback. He can run, he can pass, he can play whatever he needs to do to get the ball to the man it needs to get to, or take it himself.
how scary for the rest of Chestmont and the rest of southeastern Pennsylvania that he's a freshman.
He's a freshman, and
as he rolls to the outside, and he throws an interception. Was he inbounds? He is. We're just talking him up, but he shows a freshman mistake there, as there's no reason that ball should have been thrown. Great job on the interception for Ridley. That's just what they need to do to get back in this game, capitalize on the mistakes. I think Ortega was just thinking, I'll make a play here, but nice job by Ridley, Carl.
Yes, excellent play by Ridley there. They needed that very badly, and they're going to need to score here.
We said they forced 3 interceptions last week, and Mike, you said it. They're talking about their defense coming into this game.
they're highly touted. They have to show up, and they have to stay in the game for the remainder.
Fake toss play. A great job in coverage. The pass was intended for O.C. Miller.
Not a bad design play, Mikey, but it would have taken a perfect pass to throw that in there. And he tried, but it was just a little too strong.
The coverage was right there as well, so it was perfect coverage. Basically, everybody did what they needed to do there. It just wasn't a completed pass. 2nd and 10, ball on the 44. Great job on the footwork, though, going back to that interception, because that ball was thrown very fast, very hard, and he was able to make the catch and also keep the feet in. Offsides on Coatesville. 2 men jumped. Good hard count there. Any yard you can pick up right now for Ridley is key. They get a free 5 right there. Always talk about you want on first down to get positive plays, not negative or 0 plays. They didn't get anything on first down, but now it looks like they did after that penalty.
Right. Again, you want to watch on defense. You want to watch the center and the ball snap before you go. So they were just over anxious on that play.
Mike, Coatesville has been the biggest opponent to themselves thus far.
You're absolutely right, Mike. They are making mistakes that are driving Coach Ortega absolutely crazy.
Toss play to Young. He takes it to the outside. Ball comes out again, and there's 2 Red Raiders right there to fall on it. Coatesville football again.
Yeah, Malik Young fumbled the football, Mikey, as he was going down.
Just horrible ball security there. It wasn't even all that hard of a hit. But the ball comes out. Again, there's 2 Red Raiders there. They smartly just fall right on it. And Mike, devastating turnover.
Devastating turnover, and this is not the way for Ridley to win a game. If they keep committing these turnovers, it's going to be over for them before the half is over.
That's their 3rd fumble of the game, Mikey. Lost every one of them.
1st and 10, ball on the 38. The carry goes to Aaron Young. You know who's happiest about that fumble recovery would be Ricky Ortega. He says, hey, guys, thanks for backing me up after my interception. 5:45 to go in the first half. 28-7, Coatesville with the lead. Ortega rolls outside. He throws it up. He takes a big hit. Pass is incomplete. Ortega is a little slow to get up, but he does get up. But wouldn't be surprised if we see a run here on 3rd down, because he's moving around a little slowly.
He's very groggy out there.
Just a reminder, you're watching the 3CTV Live Chestmont Game of the Week on ChestmontFootball.com. I am Mikey Dunn, joined by Mike Dunn and Carl Rudman. I want to thank you for tuning in for District 1 quarterfinal action. It's the PIAA playoffs. Be sure to like us on Facebook as 3CTV Live. Follow us on Instagram at 3CTV Live. And also follow us on Twitter at ChestmontFB. Ortega drops back to pass. I was expecting a run, but and he loses the ball there. I don't know if the injury, that last hit, had something to do with it. I don't know if he was trying to do a shovel pass, or I don't really know what just happened there, but something that nobody that watches Coatesville is used to seeing Ortega do.
Yeah, I think, again, this is him being a freshman and just trying to do too much, Mikey. And I think that's exactly what happened on the play. He's trying to do too much, and you lose concentration and the ball slips out of your hand.
I'm surprised his dad, Coach Matt Ortega, put him in that situation there. Mike, you could tell he was not right after that last hit, and he had to roll out, make people miss, and just a surprising turnover.
You're right. After this play.
We got to go outside.
No room to run there for Ridley. Mike, finish your point.
Coach Ortega is concerned with the gestalt of it, the big picture of the entire thing. When his son is on offense, he relies on the offensive coordinator.
Second and 9. Ball on the 24.5, I'll call it. Turnovers on 3 straight possessions in this game. That last one by Ortega, again, very surprising. Keeping Ridley in the game. Ridley's defense is doing what they need to do. Can the offense help them out? Option play. Stratton takes it himself.
That was almost a busted play.
It's going to bring up another 3rd down for Ridley. The last time they were in a 3rd down in this territory, we said it definitely was 4-down territory. Still stand by that thought process, Carl?
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. They need to get a touchdown here and get them back in the game.
Mike, what do you do here? Do you run? Do you do a play-action pass? Do you just do a straight-up pass?
I think the screen is going to be employed here.
Now it's the option. They got the 1st down. Lowering his head was Anderson. Great conversion there, Carl.
Very good conversion. They went outside, which was a good call. Got the 1st down.
Mike, we could hear some of the coordinators. The last time they ran the option, they said if they would have tossed it, they thought he had a touchdown. This time he tossed it right when he needed to, perfectly timed. They get the 1st down. They keep the drive alive. We said Ridley gets the ball back to start the second half. They score here, make it 28-14. Now, again, there's still plenty of time left in this half if Coatesville gets the ball back. But if Ridley can get the touchdown, that's going to be huge. 1st and 10, ball on the 12-yard line. A little trickeration there on that run. It's O.C. Miller. Nice, very nice run there, and I like the play design there.
Good change of direction there, Mikey, on that play. Nice setup.
Now, Mike, I think if they try and do that too much, they play Downingtown West this year, who loves their pre-snap motion, so I think they're only going to get fooled so many times on it.
You're right. They're not going to fall for that as a matter of course.
2nd and 4, ball on the 6. Stratton takes himself and he slips. I don't think he's going to get in there, but he's going to definitely get closer to the 1st down, and he fell. And interesting play there, Mike, to notice. 2 Coatesville players definitely flinched, but they didn't jump off sides. It's 3rd and 3, ball on the 5. Do you maybe call a timeout just to make sure if you don't see what you like from what the defense is doing? This is a really big play.
You mean Ridley? Yes. Absolutely. 237, 236, why not?
Well, it's going to be a run. Up, flag on the play, or was it a timeout? It is a timeout by Coatesville. So we're going to take this opportunity to send it down to Sierra Horsey. Take it away, Sierra.
That I didn't expect.
Sorry about that. We're not sending it down to Sierra Horsey, as it's a big 3rd down coming up. We'll send it down to Sierra momentarily. Again, 3rd and 3, 28-7 is your score. 2:30 to go in the 1st half.
The score is now 28-7 with the Red Raiders winning. If Coatesville keeps this up, they'll breeze into next week's game, no problem. But there's still 2.5 minutes left in the first half, an entire another half after this. So the Green Raiders could still come back. Stay with us.
Thank you, Sarah. As we're back, as they didn't get enough yards on third down there, it's going to bring up a key 4th down for the Green Raiders. As it's going to bring up a 4th and 1, 2 minutes to go in the first half. Mike, you know I've been saying this since I was very young and watching football. I like the quarterback sneak here. Now, not a lot of teams are good at that for some reason. You just need your offensive line to get a little bit of a push. I think that Ridley is going to call a timeout here because the Stratton's still over at the sideline. So we're going to have a little bit of time to think about it.
And with a player like Stratton, there's no reason for them not to go for the quarterback sneak.
Stratton's 6'1", 180 pounds. He's tall enough that he should be able to get that, but it's how much do they trust their offensive line to get the push there. Carl, are you expecting to see something other than a quarterback sneak? I mean, maybe give it to a Brock Anderson up the middle?
Yeah, my guy, it might be a little bit too far for a sneak. I usually like to sneak at the 1 yard line. I think there will be a running play, but I don't think it will be a quarterback sneak.
Because I'm taking a look at their running backs, and I know they use a lot of them, but I'm not seeing one that's too big and bulky to really warrant. Because part of the reason I like the quarterback sneak is, the quarterback sneak is he just takes a snap and he goes. If it is a running play, you have to turn around, you have to hand the ball off. It gives the defense time to react. We'll find out what Coach Wood wants to do here as his boys trail 28-7. Again, we're live at Coatesville Area Senior High School in Coatesville, Pennsylvania.
I hear the Red Raider Nation roaring out there.
Great atmosphere tonight here at Coatesville. As it's a toss play and no room to run, and if you can guess from how much I said that I like the quarterback sneak because you don't allow the defense much time to react, you can tell how much I did not like that play call, Mike.
No way, no how. There was no way they were going to get it anywhere near the first down marker with that kind of a play.
Mike, we were at a Chicago Bears game together once, and I bet you still remember the offensive coordinator's name. His name was John Shoup, and I could not stand it because the Bears once had a 4th and 1 in that game, and they did a toss play, but the back was 7 yards back in the backfield. By the time he caught the toss, the defense had so much time to react that they lost 4 yards on a 4th and 1. You don't do plays that take too long to develop, especially when you're down. Maybe if you're up, you can work on some stuff. As
it is trying to run the clock out here, Mikey.
Which is very smart of Coatesville. It's a minute 25 to go. Ridley only has 1 timeout. They can go in with the big lead. Ridley calls the timeout, but I gotta question the play call. Much like a lot of people in the Philadelphia area were questioning Doug Peterson's play calls on 4th downs last week. Maybe they thought they saw something. Maybe it's something that's worked for them in the past, but they didn't block well for it. They haven't shown enough speed on running plays to be able to pick that off. I know we said they didn't have the power running backs to try to make that play, but definitely have to question it. We'll be right back after our word from our friends from the Wolfington Bus Company.
Looking for some additional income? You can join the Wolfington Bus team. We provide full on-site training. Parents can bring their children to work with them. If you love sports, you can drive the team buses to the games. For more information, you can call 610-321-6608 or email applicant@wolfington.com.
We are back. It's a 2nd and 9 for the Red Raiders as they try to just run the clock out here to end this first half. It's a run up the middle. It's going to bring up a 3rd and long, but Coatesville's just worried about getting in at halftime.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. They got a 21-point lead. If it wasn't for the turnovers, the game could be over already, but you still have another whole half to play.
I'm still going back to that 4th down call, because if you score there, you make it a 2-possession game, and you're getting the ball to start the half.
Yeah, they don't have the explosiveness, Mikey, of a Coatesville to score a bunch of points in a row. So
flabbergasted by that play.
And they can't count on all those turnovers.
3rd and 10, ball on the 6, 40 seconds to go in this first half. As it goes to Aaron Young, he's got the first down and then some as he tries to cut it back. There's a flag on the play. I think they're going to tack on a couple more yards to the end of that run. As the penalty is on Ridley, 22-yard run when you're just trying to kill clock.
Mikey, what do you think about the fact that now they have field position and maybe they try to get it in?
Do they maybe try and throw up a pass, or do they acknowledge the fact now that maybe Ortega was a little banged up? They do have one timeout. Clock stops for a first down. Mike, do you actually try and get a big gain here?
I think you go for broke. You got 23 seconds left. As you stated, it's basically at midfield. With a player like Avery Young out on the lineup, why not? Notwithstanding Ortega's.
And Coatesville calls their final timeout, which I guess they're talking over what it is they want to do. But clock stops for the first down. You've seen now Ridley's offense has come alive some, despite the fact that they were unable to score on that last possession. But Ridley's shown me some things offensively now, so if Coatesville can score on this drive, it'll really send a message.
Absolutely, they will. They have the explosiveness to do it, and you can see just on that play, on a 3rd down, it looks like they're just trying to run out the clock, but Young is so good that he makes a play that should have gone for no yardage into a 30-yard run.
You see that in the, especially in the NFL sometimes, where you see the team go out and they go, all right, we'll just run the ball, and if we get a big game, we're supposed to try and go for it now, and that's what just happened there. Is Mike, they're clearly looking like they're going to try and go for a big gain. There's nobody in the backfield with Ortega.
There's 4 wide outs out there.
Ortega throws it up. Almost intercepted.
Mikey, that ball was thrown short. It was about 5 yards too short on that play, and that's why it almost intercepted.
Ortega took another hit. His arm failed him there for really the 3rd time in the last 3 throws, I want to say. He had that incomplete pass, he had the interception before that, and then he had another incomplete pass. Still time, though, if they want to try and score. 17 seconds left, 2nd and 10, ball on the 44.
This time there's 5 wideouts.
He's not in the shotgun. This time he takes the knee. They decide, you know what, let's stop letting our quarterback get hit. So that's going to do it for the first half here at Coatesville High School. It is the Red Raiders of Coatesville 28, the Green Raiders of Ridley 7. Ridley will get the ball to start the second half, but it's pretty much been all Coatesville. We'll be back with the first half recap and second half action coming up on ChestmontFootball.com.
Looking to advertise your business? Well, 3ctvlive.com would like to welcome you, the business community, to advertise on our Game of the Week Chestmont League for 3ctvlive.com. Please contact Al Ray Johnson of 3CTV Live at 610-306-9492. Again, 3ctvlive.com welcomes the business community to advertise live on Game of the Week Chestmont League.
Be sure to check out Beaver Creek Tavern for the best burgers in Chester County, including Mikey Dunn's favorite, the always delicious Bison Burger. Beaver Creek Tavern has a full menu available, which includes vegetarian and gluten-free options. Additionally, you can book your own private event there. Go see our friends at Beaver Creek Tavern, located at 1350 Bondsville Road in Downingtown. That's Beaver Creek Tavern.
It's game time, Alan.
But there's a flag on the play.
What do we do?
Well, hey, you didn't advertise with 3ctvlive.com. How do you do that, Mike?
Log on to 3ctvlive.com or call the number on the screen.
So you don't
fumbled away an opportunity to advertise this great Chestnut game.
3CTVLive.com will take your business there.
And we'll take you there.
Looking for some additional income? You can join the Wolfington Bus Team. We provide full on-site training. Parents can bring their children to work with them. If you love sports, you can drive the team buses to the games. For more information, you can call 610-321-6608 or email applicant@wolfington.com.
Hi, I'm Alan Foster, and this is
Amber Little, and we are
3CTVLive.com. Listen, we're coming to you today asking for your help. In order to produce the programs that we're looking to do, we're going to need your help. We're going to do this through donations and through sponsorship.
Absolutely, Alan. And you can actually go right to our website, 3CTVLive.com, and click on the Donate Now button at the top right-hand corner.
You hit Donate Now, it's going to come up with a window. You're going to fill out that information and send in your donations. Listen, Amber and I will come out and do a live commercial for you.
We will, Alan. And actually, I know there's a lot of businesses, small businesses in the Chester County community here that need the marketing and advertisement right on social media, and 3CTVLive.com can do that just for you.
But in order to keep this program alive, to bring you the school board meetings, to bring you the sports, this is how we're going to fund this operation. So Amber and I are here asking for your help.
That's right, Alan. And in fact, again, going to 3CTVLive.com and clicking on the right-hand button, the Donate Now button, will allow you to donate today.
All right, let me explain to you how to donate. It's a very simple process. You go to our website, 3CTVLive.com. On the right-hand side, you'll see a button. It will say Donate Now. You hit that button. What happens is it comes up, fill out the information, send it off to us. We want to appreciate everyone who has donated in the past, and we look forward to your donations in the future.
From all of us at 3CTVLive.com, would like to thank everyone that has donated to this cause to allow us to continue to stream to you the different community events that happen here in Chester County. The next time you would like to sponsor an event with 3CTVLive.com, please email us, alray@3CTVLive.com, and let us know what you would like to do for your next sponsorship.
Hoping to see you soon out there in the world, Chester County. We're coming.
3CTVLive.com. Please enjoy the next program.
Hey, Mike, how are you doing?
Oh, good, man. How are you?
What are you doing here?
Just getting some gas, man.
Hey, listen, I'm glad I ran into you. I missed that Coatesville game the other day.
How'd you miss it? 3CTVLive.com is live streaming Chestnut games every Friday night.
Are you serious? I could have watched this live streaming on the computer or on my iPhone?
You could have watched it Friday Night Live or the following Monday after a game. They're archiving the games. You can watch it then. Watch it as many times as you want to.
Wow. You know what? I'm never going to miss another one of these Chestnut games. I'm going to go to 3CTVLive.com and I'm going to watch these games.
All right, man. I'm glad I could help you out.
Thanks, Mike.
Don't thank me. Thank 3CTVLive.com, because 3CTVLive.com
They'll take you there.
We at ChestnutFootball.com love to bring you these games on a weekly basis, but our advertising revenues just aren't making the cut. With production costs higher than ever, we must appeal to you, our viewing audience, to assist us in making up the difference. So please take a moment and go to the Contribute or Donate tab at the top of this page and make a donation to help the cause. It's the right thing to do.
Looking to advertise your business? Well, 3CTVLive.com would like to welcome you, the business community, to advertise on our Game of the Week Chestnut League for 3CTVLive.com. Please contact Al Ray Johnson of 3CTV Live at 610-306-9492. Again, 3CTVLive.com welcomes the business community to advertise live on Game of the Week Chestnut League.
Be sure to check out Beaver Creek Tavern for the best burgers in Chester County, including Mikey Dunn's favorite, the always delicious Bison Burger. Beaver Creek Tavern has a full menu available, which includes vegetarian and gluten-free options. Additionally, you can book your own private event there. Go see our friends at Beaver Creek Tavern, located at 1350 Bondsville Road in Downingtown. That's Beaver Creek Tavern.
It's game time, Alan.
But there's a flag on the play.
What do we do?
Well, hey, you didn't advertise with 3ctvlive.com. How do you do that, Mike?
Log on to 3ctvlive.com or call the number on the screen.
So you don't
fumble away an opportunity to advertise this great Chestnut game.
3ctvlive.com will take your business there.
And we'll take you there.
Looking for some additional income? You can join the Wolfington Bus Team. We provide full on-site training. Parents can bring their children to work with them. If you love sports, you can drive the team buses to the games. For more information, you can call 610-321-6608 or email applicant@wolfington.com.
Hi, I'm Alan Foster, and this is
Amber Little, and we are
3ctvlive.com. Listen, we're coming to you today asking for your help. In order to produce the programs that we're looking to do, we're going to need your help. We're going to do this through donations and through sponsorship.
Absolutely, Alan. And you can actually go right to our website, 3ctvlive.com, and click on the Donate Now button at the top right-hand corner.
You hit Donate Now, it's going to come up with a window. You're going to fill out that information and send in your donations. Listen, Amber and I will come out and do a live commercial for you.
We will, Alan. And actually, I know there's a lot of businesses, small businesses in the Chester County community here that need the marketing and advertisement right on social media, and 3ctvlive.com can do that just for you.
But in order to keep this program alive, to bring you the school board meetings, to bring you the sports,
Looking to advertise your business? Well, 3ctvlive.com would like to welcome you, the business community, to advertise on our Game of the Week Chestnut League for 3ctvlive.com. Please contact Al Ray Johnson of 3CTV Live at 610-306-9492. Again, 3ctvlive.com welcomes the business community to advertise live on Game of the Week Chestnut League.
Be sure to check out Beaver Creek Tavern for the best burgers in Chester County, including Mikey Dunn's favorite, the always delicious Bison Burger. Beaver Creek Tavern has a full menu available, which includes vegetarian and gluten-free options. Additionally, you can book your own private event there. Go see our friends at Beaver Creek Tavern, located at 1350 Bondsville Road in Downingtown. That's Beaver Creek Tavern.
It's game time, Alan.
but there's a flag on the play.
What do we do?
Well, hey, you didn't advertise with 3ctvlive.com. How do you do that, Mike?
Log on to 3ctvlive.com or call the number on the screen.
So you don't
fumble away an opportunity to advertise this great Chestnut game.
3ctvlive.com will take your business there.
And we'll take you there.
Looking for some additional income? You can join the Wolfington Bus Team. We provide full on-site training. Parents can bring their children to work with them. If you love sports, you can drive the team buses to the games. For more information, you can call 610-321-6608 or email applicant@wolfington.com.
Hi, I'm Alan Foster, and this is
Amber Little, and we are
3ctvlive.com. Listen, we're coming to you today asking for your help. In order to produce the programs that we're looking to do, we're going to need your help. We're going to do this through donations and through sponsorship.
Absolutely, Alan. And you can actually go right to our website, 3ctvlive.com and click on the Donate Now button at the top right-hand corner.
You hit Donate Now, it's going to come up with a window. You're going to fill out that information and send in your donations. Listen, Amber and I will come out and do a live commercial for you.
We will, Alan. And actually, I know there's a lot of businesses, small businesses in the Chester County community here that need the marketing and advertisement right on social media, and 3ctvlive.com can do that just for you.
But in order to keep this program alive, to bring you the school board meetings, to bring you the sports, this is how we're going to fund this operation. So Amber and I are here asking for your help.
That's right, Alan. And in fact, again, going to 3ctvlive.com and clicking on the right-hand button, the Donate Now button, will allow you to donate today.
All right, let me explain to you how to donate. It's a very simple process. You go to our website, 3ctvlive.com. On the right-hand side, you'll see a button. It will say Donate Now. You hit that button. What happens is it comes up, fill out the information, send it off to us. We want to appreciate everyone who has donated in the past, and we look forward to your donations in the future.
From all of us at 3ctvlive.com, would like to thank everyone that has donated to this cause to allow us to continue to stream to you the different community events that happen here in Chester County. The next time you would like to sponsor an event with 3ctvlive.com, please email us, alray@3ctvlive.com, and let us know what you would like to do for your next sponsorship.
Hoping to see you soon out there in the world, Chester County. We're coming.
3ctvlive.com. Please enjoy the next program.
Hey, Mike, how are you doing?
Oh, good, man. How are you?
What are you doing here?
Just getting some gas, man.
Hey, listen, I'm glad I ran into you. I missed that Coatesville game the other day.
How'd you miss it? 3ctvlive.com is live streaming Chessmont games every Friday night.
Are you serious? I could have watched this live streaming on the computer or on my iPhone?
You could have watched it Friday Night Live or the following Monday after a game. They're archiving the games. You can watch it then. Watch it as many times as you want to.
Wow. You know what? I'm never going to miss another one of these Chessmont games. I'm going to go to 3ctvlive.com and I'm going to watch these games.
All right, man. I'm glad I could help you out.
Thanks, Mike.
Don't thank me. Thank 3ctvlive.com, because 3ctvlive.com
They'll take you there.
We at ChessmontFootball.com love to bring you these games on a weekly basis, but our advertising revenues just aren't making the cut. With production costs higher than ever, we must appeal to you, our viewing audience, to assist us in making up the difference. So please take a moment and go to the Contribute or Donate tab at the top of this page and make a donation to help the cause. It's the right thing to do.
Looking to advertise your business? Well, 3ctvlive.com would like to welcome you, the business community, to advertise on our Game of the Week Chessmont League for 3ctvlive.com. Please contact Al Ray Johnson of 3CTV Live at 610-306-9492. Again, 3ctvlive.com welcomes the business community to advertise live on Game of the Week Chessmont League.
Be sure to check out Beaver Creek Tavern for the best burgers in Chester County, including Mikey Dunn's favorite, the always delicious Bison Burger. Beaver Creek Tavern has a full menu available, which includes vegetarian and gluten-free options. Additionally, you can book your own private event there. Go see our friends at Beaver Creek Tavern, located at 1350 Bondsville Road in Downingtown. That's Beaver Creek Tavern.
It's game time, Alan.
But there's a flag on the play.
What do we do?
Well, hey, you didn't advertise with 3ctvlive.com. How do you do that, Mike?
Log on to 3ctvlive.com or call the number on the screen.
So you don't
fumble away an opportunity to advertise this great Chessmont game.
3ctvlive.com will take your business there.
And we'll take you there.
Looking for some additional income? You can join the Wolfington Bus Team. We provide full on-site training. Parents can bring their children to work with them. If you love sports, you can drive the team buses to the games. For more information, you can call 610-321-6608 or email applicant@wolfington.com.
Hi, I'm Alan Foster, and this is
Amber Little, and we are
3CTVLive.com. Listen, we're coming to you today asking for your help. In order to produce the programs that we're looking to do, we're going to need your help. We're going to do this through donations and through sponsorship.
Absolutely, Alan. And you can actually go right to our website, 3CTVLive.com, and click on the Donate Now button at the top right-hand corner.
You hit Donate Now, it's going to come up with a window. You're going to fill out that information and send in your donations. Listen, Amber and I will come out and do a live commercial for you.
We will, Alan. And actually, I know there's a lot of businesses, small businesses in the Chester County community here that need the marketing and advertisement right on social media, and 3CTVLive.com can do that just for you.
But in order to keep this program alive, to bring you the school board meetings, to bring you the sports, this is how we're going to fund this operation. So Amber and I are here asking for your help.
That's right, Alan. And in fact, again, going to 3CTVLive.com and clicking on the right-hand button, the Donate Now button, will allow you to donate today.
All right, let me explain to you how to donate. It's a very simple process. You go to our website, 3CTVLive.com. On the right-hand side, you'll see a button. It will say Donate Now. You hit that button. What happens is it comes up, fill out the information, send it off to us. We want to appreciate everyone who has donated in the past, and we look forward to your donations in the future.
From all of us at 3CTVLive.com, would like to thank everyone that has donated to this cause to allow us to continue to stream to you the different community events that happen here in Chester County. The next time you would like to sponsor an event with 3CTVLive.com, please email us, alray@3CTVLive.com, and let us know what you would like to do for your next sponsorship.
Hoping to see you soon out there in the world, Chester County. We're coming.
3CTVLive.com. Please enjoy the next program.
Hey, Mike, how are you doing?
Oh, good, man. How are you?
What are you doing here?
Just getting some gas, man.
Hey, listen, I'm glad I ran into you. I missed that Coatesville game the other day.
How'd you miss it? 3CTVLive.com is live streaming Chestmont games every Friday night.
Are you serious? I could have watched this live streaming on the computer or on my iPhone?
You could have watched it Friday Night Live or the following Monday after a game. They're archiving the games. You can watch it then. Watch it as many times as you want to.
Wow. You know what? I'm never going to miss another one of these Chestmont games. I'm going to go to 3CTVLive.com and I'm going to watch these games.
All right, man. I'm glad I could help you out.
Thanks, Mike.
Don't thank me. Thank 3CTVLive.com, because 3CTVLive.com
They'll take you there.
We at ChestmontFootball.com love to bring you these games on a weekly basis, but our advertising revenues just aren't making the cut. With production costs higher than ever, we must appeal to you, our viewing audience, to assist us in making up the difference. So please take a moment and go to the Contribute or Donate tab at the top of this page and make a donation to help the cause. It's the right thing to do.
We're back at Coatesville High School as Coatesville leads Ridley 28-7. It's been a lot of Coatesville speed so far in this game. There was an interesting stretch where there was 3 straight turnovers. Ridley had the chance to make it a 2-score game. They went for it on a 4th and 1 and did a toss play, which we all questioned, but hey, it happened. They get the ball to start the second half, so they can make it a 2-possession game then. We'll talk about what we're expecting to see in the second half coming up, but Carl, tell us a recap of the first half scoring.
Well, it's fast and furious for the Coatesville Red Raiders as Avery Young had a 22-yard pass play from Ricky Ortega, and then again another pass play to Avery Young for 32 yards to make it 14-0. Then Ricky Ortega again on a 20-yard run to make it 21-0 after the first quarter. In the second quarter, Ridley finally got on the board. A 6-yard run by Malik Young to make it 21-7, and then Ricky Ortega again on a run of 22 yards to make it 28-7 Coatesville.
So yeah, Coatesville, just the speed too much, Mike, in that first half, but maybe Ridley saw some things to make them think they can get some stops here in the second.
Well, I saw something that concerns me a great deal, and that is, how is Ricky Ortega doing after he was hit hard twice? Once it looked like he was very wobbly standing around out there, and the second time he had that fumble. I wonder if the kid's okay at this point. We'll find out. Time will tell.
Yeah, he did get time to rest, and as we said, Ridley will get the ball, so give him a little bit of extra time to rest. Just to give you some other scores, it's Perkiomen Valley up 24-14 over Downtown East. Westchester East tied with Marple Newtown 14-14. Westchester Henderson 7-0 lead over Upper Dublin. We also have a great matchup going with North Penn and Springford. North Penn was up 21-0. Springford 19 unanswered points. Also in Chestmont action, Chestmont teams, Bishop Shanahan is currently trailing Academy Park, and Great Valley going up against Neshaminy. Neshaminy with the lead in that one. So, Mike, thoughts on what Ridley's going to do on this opening drive? Do they try and go for a big play right away, maybe bust out a trick play? We've seen they've gotten great field position out for every kickoff.
I think they will try for not necessarily a trick play, but a stalwart play where they're going to be able to go down the field in one foul swoop and get one big play, maybe two in a row, and punch it into the end zone.
And hey, just to update you, we know you're watching the 3CTV Live Chestmont Game of the Week on ChestmontFootball.com. To give you a hockey update, it's the Flyers 3-2 over the Maple Leafs, as we have the good return there, as the press box is getting way too excited off the second half kickoff. That's Alan Martin on the return. The Ridley members of the press box very excited there, Carl. They're feeling the energy coming into the second half.
They've got the energy. They must have been into the halftime pep talk by Coach Wood.
Handoff up the middle goes to Anderson. Good first down carry. And hey, Mike, they didn't fumble.
Unusual after fumbling for 3 straight plays.
Oh, 3 times in the first half, not 3 straight plays, three times. As they did work a touchdown in there. 2nd and 5 for the Green Raiders, taking on the Red Raiders. As Stratton takes that himself there.
He's done that a lot of times, Mikey, tonight. He fakes that run, and then he goes right behind them. It's worked a couple times.
3rd and 3 for Ridley. If you're the Coastville defense, you'd love to get a stop to start the second half. Toss play. And he tries to spin out of the tackle. He's keeping his legs going. I think he's going to be short of the first down. That's Malik Young. Depends on the spot, and that's a very generous spot.
The guy on the near sideline is showing a yard different from the guy on the far sideline.
And I thought the guy on the far sideline was more accurate there, as you actually see one of the Coatesville players talking to the official about that spot. Very surprising spot. Carl, I thought he was short.
He was short, Mikey. That spot is wrong.
Yeah, it's literally right in front of where
yes.
you are in the press box. I thought he was tackled where I was sitting in the press box in front of that. They spotted it where you are.
Yeah, almost a yard short, Mikey, from what I saw.
As they line up the disc.
It's a first down, and if Ben in the truck, if you can put us on camera here in the press box for a minute, just to give an indication. So where my right hand is, that's where I thought the ball should have been. Carl, if you can raise your right hand, that's where they spotted it. So interesting spot, but hey, they had a possible questionable call on a holding that wasn't called on Coatesville on a touchdown pass. So maybe they feel they're due to get a call their way, and those are the breaks. Sometimes you see something different. As you said, Mike, the far ref saw it the way we saw it. Either way, first down and 10, ball on the 42-yard line. This opening drive here of the second half, and that run had no chance, Mike.
No chance whatsoever. He lost 3 on the play. Now they say 2.
2nd and 12. Ridley, ball on the Red Raider 44 now. .9:44 to go in the third quarter. 28-7, Coatesville with the lead. It's the Chessmont Game of the Week on ChessmontFootball.com. Dropping back to pass to Stratton. Oh, he's got some room to run. Nice job on the run. He picked up 6. It was a 2nd and 12. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6. Nice job there by Stratton. He saw there was nobody open. He made a play.
Made a play, and like you always say, you average 4 yards a play, you're going to get a first down. He needed 6 on that play to make that 4 play happen.
So 3rd and 6 is definitely manageable. Pass is incomplete, had no chance. He threw it about 1.5 yards behind him. The pass was intended for Alan Martin. It's going to bring up a 4th and 6. And Carl, you gave a thumbs down there. That was not his best effort.
Nah, he you know, the problem, Mikey, there is he didn't have his feet set correctly, and that's why the ball just went way off target.
And Mike, you were telling me before the game the number of times Ridley attempted passes in their opening playoff game. Just they were 4 of 7 for 50 yards. Now, they did throw a touchdown pass, but a team that doesn't like to throw it makes it very tough. 4th and 6, ball on the 38. As there's a timeout, Coatesville. Surprising timeout there, Mike.
Very surprised to see that timeout.
But I guess they wanted to make sure they were able to get the stop. Attention business owners, did you know that you can advertise within the programming you see on 3CTVLive.com? For more information, call Al Ray at 610-306-9492. Also, hey, Chester County, VTT is coming. Stay tuned for more information. As a reminder, you can follow us on Twitter at ChessmontFB. You can like us on Facebook at 3CTV Live and follow us on Instagram at 3CTV Live. Remember, after the game tonight, we're going to have a post-game interview with the winning coach, Sierra Horsey. If you've seen throughout the game, giving us great insights. 28-7 is your score. Key 4th down. I know it's the first drive of the second half, Mike, but it's a really big play.
I think Stratton's going to show his arm on this play.
If it's anything like that last pass, it's going to be beneficial for Coatesville. But we've also seen he's got some decent archery. As you said, Carl, I think his the way he was set was the key there. And it looks like an offsides on Coatesville. It's going to make it a lot more manageable. It's going to be a 4th and 1 now for the Green Raiders. And coming out of a timeout, you got to be more disciplined there.
That's driving Matt Ortega absolutely crazy.
He's
livid out there.
If they do end up winning this game, he's going to know they have a lot to work on for the next game. And an update on that Marple Newtown Westchester East game. Westchester East fumbled, so Marple Newtown's got great field position trying to take the lead back. Upper Dublin just tied Westchester Henderson as they are late in the third quarter. And it's a first down run. Great job by Anderson.
Well-designed play there, Mikey, as they flipped it out to Anderson. They had the blocking in front of them.
Mike, sorry to interrupt you there, Carl. What an interesting thing to see. You have a Coatesville player just would not stop talking. His team, and there's a late flag. What? That's the Coatesville player would not stop talking. It's gonna be a sideline warning, you think?
No, I think it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct.
Well, you got a Coatesville player in the huddle of Ridley talking trash. His teammate had to. It's a sideline warning. So he had to be removed by his teammate. He was not showing any signs of leaving the huddle. That's careless.
I have never seen anything like that at any level of play except maybe the Pee Wees.
Carl, have you ever seen a player physically remove his teammate from the other team's huddle?
I have not.
1st and 10. Stratton takes it himself. Tries to take it to the outside, but he's met by several Red Raiders back. Sorry, cut you off talking about that 4th down run. You were saying, Carl, it was a very well-designed run.
Yes, a design run because they were able to get their blockers out in front and then use Anderson's speed to Brock Anderson's speed to guarantee that 1st down.
Yeah, I was going to say that was more speed than we've really seen tonight for them.
Right.
2nd and 7, ball on the 23. 7:56 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 20-7 is your score. Coatesville has the lead. Toss play. That's Young with the carry. He's got room to the outside, and he's going to go in for the easy touchdown, 23-yard touchdown run. And you can see the Ridley players starting to feel it. They're getting fired up as Anderson and Young give each other a little chest bump. Made a couple guys miss, and then he was able to slow down and almost walk into the end zone. They're an extra point away from this being a 14-point ball game. Got to go back to that 4th down they didn't get in the first half. We could be talking about a one-possession game, but that's history. They came out, did what they needed to do on the opening drive. Extra point is up, and it is good. 28-14, Coatesville with the lead after Baker puts the extra point through. We still got ourselves a ball game, and we'll be back after this word from Eagle Wolfington.
Looking for some additional income? You can join the Wolfington Bus Team. We provide full on-site training. Parents can bring their children to work with them. If you love sports, you can drive the team buses to the games. For more information, you can call 610-321-6608 or email applicant@wolfington.com.
Time left in this game, 7:43 to go in the 3rd quarter. And Carl, what a great drive by the Green Raiders.
Great drive, and I'm starting to see the Red Raiders show a little bit, having problems with some discipline here. And they need to get their heads back on straight a little bit and be careful that Ridley does not come back and bite him here in the 2nd half, because a good start by Ridley.
Yeah, they did exactly what they needed to do. Low line drive, squib kick. Coatesville's going to get great field position. Ball on the 42.
No.
1st and 10, ball on the 42-yard line. I expect to see more of the Young brothers, Carl.
Yeah.
And it's Aaron Young. Flag on the play.
It's going to be a personal foul, Mikey.
Do they have targeting at this level?
As there is a Ridley player down, and they are calling for the trainer to come out. And as the trainer tends to that injured player, we'll be back after this word from Beaver Creek Tavern.
Be sure to check out Beaver Creek Tavern for the best burgers in Chester County, including Mikey Dunn's favorite, the always delicious Bison Burger. Beaver Creek Tavern has a full menu available, which includes vegetarian and gluten-free options. Additionally, you can book your own private event there. Go see our friends at Beaver Creek Tavern, located at 1350 Bondsville Road in Downingtown. That's Beaver Creek Tavern.
So there's a personal foul on Ridley, as their player was the one who got injured, but they get called for the penalty. So add on some more yards for Coatesville.
Hey, Chester County, you heard Mikey say before, VTT, look out, it's coming. VTT, Videography Technological Training Institute, coming soon.
Again, folks, make sure you tell your friends who aren't able to come out to the game tonight. Just fans. Oh, bad snap there. Coatesville with the big loss on the snap issues. Sorry, to finish my point, if your friends unable to come to the game tonight, it's a little chilly, a little windy, tell them to tune in to ChestmontFootball.com, or if you follow us on any of our social media pages, tell your friends. We still got a great game going. Coming soon is going to be ChestmontSports.com. Big run by Ortega, and he's got a first down. He's still going. How many times have we seen that tonight where Ortega gets a huge run after a bad play for Coatesville? And I'm surprised there wasn't a late hit there.
Mike, I could tell you exactly what happened on that play. They blitzed everybody, left a hole right up the middle for Ortega to run right through and make an easy run.
Like, how many times can Ortega just have a massive hole in front of him?
It happens all the time in Coatesville football. Chestmont knows Ortega this way.
But you can't stop him. Handoff goes to Young. Aaron Young making guys miss. Flag on the play. Is that a holding on 65? And that is a holding on Owen Klein. Carl, am I seeing correctly? The 76ers winning a game in the second half.
They are. They're winning 76-69 late in the third quarter.
Although fourth quarters have been their real issues.
And I did predict a win tonight, Mike. You remember that?
That you did. Again, the penalty on Coatesville. It is a hold. But hey, every time they get backed up a lot, it seems to just be either Young or Ortega getting a big play, Mike.
Absolutely right. They don't like to play when they feel like they're playing from behind, and this walking backwards with the penalties is doing just that.
1st and 21. It's Wildcat formation as Aaron Young takes it himself.
Hey, go get him.
Great job by the Ridley defense pursuing the ball carrier. And can we just stop with the Wildcat? It went out of the NFL a couple years ago. You occasionally see it, but there's no reason for it anymore.
I still see it in college, though.
Yeah, they lose one there. Nothing was looked like it had any chance of working there, even with the great speed of Aaron Young. 2nd and 22. The Ridley defense can get out of here without giving up any points. Go a long way to their comeback. Aaron Young looking to throw, and he throws it to the 15-yard line, as that was the only thing anywhere near that ball.
Yeah, Mike, he threw that one away. He's
Yeah.
a pretty smart player. He had nobody open, and it's actually a good play by him.
Oh, yeah, it was a great decision because it was Avery Young was covered. So, Mike, the running back, showing some quarterback intelligence there.
They're well coached.
Blitz coming. Ortega throws it. It's complete to Avery Young. He goes up the middle as two Ridley players run into each other. They're not going to have enough for the first. Did the ball come out? The ball did come out. If it's Coatesville ball, he's short of the first down. If it's Ridley ball, it's a big stop. I thought the play was over, and then the ball came out. As you see, that Coach Ortega signaling, no, he was down. It is Ridley football. Wow. It was a great job gaining yards by Young, but he couldn't hold on to the football.
Wow, that was such a great play by
so many turnovers tonight. And we did mention some excitement before we some of the press boxes are set up differently. You have Kottmeyer Stadium. It's individual rooms here at Coatesville. high school, the press box is just one gigantic press box. So we have other members of the press. We have Ridley coordinators. We have Coatsville coordinators. So if you are hearing some other sounds, that would be your reason why. 1st and 10, ball on the 10. As Strine takes it over, the ball comes out. And we talked about there being so many fumbles and so many turnovers. Oh. It's going to be 2nd down. We thought there was Coatesville had the ball as we saw some of the Red Raider players pointing. Instead, it's just a 1-yard loss. That first down run by Stratton has not been working the last couple times they've done it.
They need to get out of this back of this end zone here and get back into good field position here.
But Mike, they got to be careful with how close they are to their end zone. They don't want to turn it over.
They don't want to turn it over. They don't want to get to safety either.
There you go.
Nice run there. Ooh, tough hit at the end of the play. It's good job on the carries. That's O.C. Miller, as the you may have heard the PA announcer say it was Young, but Young is actually number 10. Miller, number 7. 3rd and 3 for Ridley. And they just forced the turnover. The defense has really come alive late in the first half and here in the early goings of the second half, but the offense needs to help them out. Shotgun offsides on Coatesville, as jumping offsides was Brandon Talbot. And he just clapped his hand right after he did that. He knew what he had jumped. These penalties for Coatesville, Mike, if they are able to be victorious tonight, you know Coach Ortega is going to focus on that hard in practice in the upcoming week.
Absolutely. Ortega doesn't fool around in practice. He works them hard. They want to be worked hard, and they perform, generally speaking, under that kind of rule.
And, Mike, I misspoke earlier. We had conflicting nations. This looks like Great Valley is leading the Chamonix. Or is that Garnet Valley? Sorry, Garnet Valley, not Great Valley. Great Valley is trailing Garnet Valley with the lead. We got that figured out. Now back to our game, as I've made a mess of that whole score. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9 for Ridley. Take 2 for the score. Garnet Valley leads in Chamonix 28-7. There we go. Downtown East trailing 37-14. Another pre-snap penalty, Mike. This is getting a bit ridiculous.
This is sloppy football. I mean, it's going both ways.
A legal procedure on Ridley. Marple Newtown now has a 17-14 lead over Westchester East. Yeah, a lot of turnovers and penalties here in the second half, Carl.
Yeah, there sure is. It's been pretty sloppy.
Surprising for 2 playoff teams. 2nd and 14, ball on the 18. 3:13 to go in the third quarter. Stratton drops back the pass. He takes it himself. None of the receivers were getting open there, and he said, you know what, let me just get what I can get here, Carl.
Yeah.
And then, Mike, that team speed of Coatesville extends to the cornerbacks as well. It's kind of hard to get away from these quarterbacks if you're a wide receiver. So, yeah, Mike, talk about the Coatesville speed at cornerback.
Coatesville has great defensive speed at cornerback. They can come in at any angle on the field and make the play they need to make.
As we see there, is it's almost an interception.
That was Ed Clark, the one that had 3 interceptions in one game. That almost had his 4th interception of the season there, Mikey.
A nice job by Clark. He's got the name Ed. Maybe he looked a bit like Ed Reed there, former NFL safety, being a ball hawk on that play.
Dangerous situation here, Mikey, as you know, with their great punt return, and they're going to get great field position here. pretty good kick.
Punt goes right to Alexander. Nice job by the kick coverage, Mike.
Very good coverage on the kick, and they hold Coatesville back to their own 45-yard line on that short kick.
Actually, saying to went back to the 44. I thought it was forward progress was stopped, but I guess they're saying he moved himself back there. 1st and 10, ball on the 44. Coatesville with the 28-14 lead. 2:17 to go in the third quarter. Ortega's rolling out. Pass is dropped. It was right in the hands of Alan Martin. Again, just a reminder, we are positioned next to some Ridley coordinators, so if you hear some noise.
That play was actually incomplete to Dupree Bryant, number 24 for Coatesville, who it went through 33's hand of Ridley, and he dropped the ball.
Great pressure up the middle to Ortega. He just throws it up, but it's complete to Aaron Young.
Tackle.
Again, just a reminder, we are positioned next to some Ridley coordinators. Carl, they bring up a good point, though, is there was an offensive lineman downfield, and they did not call it. Refs missed one there.
They missed it, yeah.
Option play here. Young gets the toss. And he's got a first down. What a great job breaking the tackle. He's brought down at the 29. Mike, amazing job breaking that tackle. He took the best hit that defensive player had.
Best hit that we've probably seen all night from Ridley, and he still kept going.
It looks like there is an injured Ridley player. No, he's just took a knee. Never mind.
He's tired.
Going up against this fast Coatesville offense, I'd be tired as well. Ortega takes it himself. Nice job on the hit by Sean Crowley. Yeah, they said Greco. It's Crowley with that hit.
That's correct, Mikey.
Said Greco's name so many times tonight.
Yeah, it was 47.
Batted down.
They've done a lot better job getting pressure up the middle, Mike, on pass plays, but it's just on the running plays they can't stop Ortega up the middle.
This is the defense that I was saying had to show up. 48 seconds left in the third quarter.
It's just a two-possession game. If they can get a stop, not allow Coatesville to score here, an entire fourth quarter left to play. There's the run up the middle. The blitz. He's still going. He's got the first down. He's inside the 10, and he's going to go for the score. 30-yard touchdown run, Ricky Ortega. It's as though they heard us talking, because we just said whenever they have to stop him when he's running, there's nobody there up the middle. What a play by Ricky Ortega. I mean, Carl, this is getting ridiculous with Ortega's runs up the middle.
Unbelievable. He has really tremendous speed for a quarterback, Mikey, and boy, does he smell the end zone, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, it's uncanny, Ricky Ortega's ability to find the hole and just have great speed. Extra point is up by Barcy, and it is no good. 34-14. Coatesville with the lead. Will that come back to haunt them? Well, if Ricky Ortega keeps getting the chance to run up the middle with nobody there, again, the blitz was coming. He was able to fight off that tackle, and then after he got by that first guy, the only person he had to get by was an offensive lineman who just kind of stared at him like, oh, here you go, please run. What a big play we were just talking about. If Ridley can get the stop, they're just down by 14. Well, they give up the huge play there. And as you see some downtown West fans in the crowd, unfortunately, my beloved alma mater Whippets did not make the playoffs. But hey, downtown people are big football fans. They came to see a very talented Coatesville team tonight, and Coatesville has put on a show. Mike, if you're the defense, how demoralizing is it that you're just can't stop the runs up the middle by Ortega.
Can't stop the run up the middle by the quarterback. Can't stop the run up the middle by Young. And
I mean, we talked about it, but it's still surprising to see that they're able to do that so easily. As Ridley's going to start with the ball on the 31. They let it bounce and actually took a second to get that ball. 34-14, 31 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's the 3C TV Live Chessmont Game of the Week on ChessmontFootball.com. Business owners, did you know that you can advertise within the program you see on 3CTVLive.com? For more information, call Aure at 610-306-9492, including a great event coming up next month, the Coatesville Christmas Parade. Run by Anderson, decent first down carry. Also, hey, Chester County VTT is coming. That's right, Videography and Technological Training Institute. More information coming out about that soon, but it's going to be very exciting for a lot of people in the Chester County area. Trying to drive back to pass. Pass is complete. As his mouthpiece comes out, he got hit hard there. Pass complete to O.C. Miller.
And that's the end of the third quarter.
And, Mike, as you said, final play of the third quarter, 34-14. Coatesville with the lead. We'll be right back after this word from Eagle Wolfington.
Looking for some additional income? You can join the Wolfington Bus Team. We provide full on-site training. Parents can bring their children to work with them. If you love sports, you can drive the team buses to the games. For more information, you can call 610-321-6608 or email applicant@wolfington.com.
Folks, again, just a reminder, we love bringing you these great programs on ChessmontFootball.com and 3CTVLive.com, but part of the way we're able to do these broadcasts is with help from you. If you could go to ChessmontFootball.com or 3CTVLive.com, there's, as you can see on the Chessmont Football website in the top right, you click on the Contribute button. As you can see, right next to the number 2, there's a Donate button. So we appreciate your donation, and you will help us bring you great local events for many months and hopefully years to come. So again, go to ChessmontFootball.com, click on Contribute or Donate. Help us out. As it's going to depend on the spot. I think they got the first down there, Mike.
I think they did.
As we see an injured player hopping off the field. Is that Ed Clark, Carl?
Yes, it is, Mike.
No, it's actually.
No, it's number 6.
Twan Evans.
Twan Evans.
Pass is complete to Malik Young. Mike, I liked what I've seen from Young tonight, but he's not gotten the ball as much as you would think. I mean, they have a nice 1-2 punch with him and Anderson.
Oh my gosh!
As there's a timeout? It is. It's a timeout, Coatesville. Interesting timeout to call there.
Just as the ball was snapped over the head of Stratton. Hey, Chester County, VTT is coming. Video Technological Training Institute is coming. Keep your ears and eyes peeled to this station and to 3CTV Live for further information.
Carl, it's a 20-point game, but we've seen this offense start to show signs of life here in this half.
Yeah, they're using the hurry-up offense, Mikey, if you noticed, and getting some good short yardage plays. The only problem, they do not have a offense that's going to be able to get the big plays that they're going to need. So it's going to be very difficult to get enough scores here in the amount of time, to get a win here.
Now, I know Coatesville is the team with the 20-point lead, but they have just one timeout, and there's 11:23 to go in the fourth quarter. That's Young with the carry. It's going to be stopped short, but it's going to bring up a third and very manageable. Pass is complete to a wide open Brock Anderson. He's still going inside the 30, inside the 20. Finally tackled, brought down at the 9-yard line. Great effort by Brock Anderson, Mike.
Great effort shown, and I'll tell you what, I see a little more spring in the step of Ridley as I'm watching them out there on the field right now.
Carl, he really kept his legs going. I mean, he was wide open, but then he took the hit and just...
Yeah, this was actually, this speed up may be their trick, Mikey. They seem to get a better rhythm going here.
Needless to say, they need a touchdown in this drive. Stratton takes it himself. It's that first down run, though, that we've been talking about that really has not been working for them since the early goings of this game. And, Mike, what they really don't need is they need a ball security needs to be stressed. They can't have another fumble.
No, another fumble, and turn out the lights, the party's over.
Second and goal from the 6-yard line. For you soccer fans out there, Mexico currently beating the United States 1-0 in World Cup qualifying action. Stratton tosses it as he falls down. It's O.C. Miller getting met by several Red Raiders. It's a very dangerous play as Stratton pitched it as he was falling.
Stratton lucked out on that one. Stratton didn't know where he was going with the ball as he was being hit, and long and short, he lucked out in getting it out of.
Almost kind of take it as a no-look pass, because as he started slipping, I don't know if he was watching, but he knew had an idea where his man was, but hey, they were able to take off the play, and it ended up being no gain. Third and goal from the 6, 8:59 to go. Stratton with the pump fake. Nobody's open. He finally just falls down at the 15. Nobody was open, but did he lose his footing, Carl? Did he?
Yeah,
was that a choice?
He lost his footing, Mikey. I think he did want to throw it, but he lost his footing and he fell down.
He's got to throw it away then, because although nobody was open, throw it away.
Get rid of the ball.
It's a 4th and goal from the 15.
Now they're forced to go for it, and very difficult situation for them to figure out a play that gets them a touchdown on this play.
And they are actually attempting a field goal. A 32-yard attempt. It's almost blocked, but it is up, and it is no good. And had the distance, it did not have the accuracy. Surprised they attempted the field goal there, because even if they get that, it's still a 3-score game, Mike.
It's still a 3-score game. They got to go for touchdowns from this point on.
Carl, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree with you. I even though the chances of them scoring are not good, a field goal wouldn't have done them a lot of good there. So I agree with you that was a wasted opportunity for Ridley there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you get a penalty even if you don't get the score. I know they trust their kicker. I was talking to a coordinator, said he can kick a 40-yarder, but what good does that do? You're 8:08 to go. You get the field goal, you're down 17. Maybe they're thinking, oh, hey, we can get another field goal late in the game and get 2 scores, but Coatesville has the ball up 34-14. As I said, 8:08 to go in the fourth quarter. The winner of this game will take on the winner of North Penn and Springford. Ridley has all 3 timeouts left. Coatesville with just the 1. Hand off to Young.
Tell you, Mikey, Avery Young can beat you every single way as a running back. Up the middle, outside, inside, any way. He is a very talented running back. Hard to bring down, but with also great speed.
He's got great speed. He's 5'11", 182 pounds, so he has a little bit of bulk to him. 2nd and 4, ball on the 26. So it's 7.5 to go. Young with the carry. Nice job brought down by several Green Raiders. And Mike, really for a lot of this second half, they've been able to stop runs by the running back up the middle. It's really just been Ortega. So if you're Coatesville, why not drop back the pass that have really Ortega look to run it up the middle?
Ortega seems to have a knack of finding the open hole in the defense of the Green Raiders, and he's taken advantage of it every single time that he's met that hole.
As they broke the huddle a little late there, they just got set up with 7 seconds left on the play clock, but hey, Ortega snaps up plenty of time. Toss play. Young's got the first down. Tackled at the 40-yard line. Gain of 12.
I'd like to point out that Aaron Young is the younger of the 2 Young brothers.
Right, Avery is the junior and Aaron the sophomore. Again, we said this is a very young team. You have Ricky Ortega, freshman. Avery Young, junior. Aaron Young, sophomore. Jaden Hudson is a senior. But then they have Dupree Bryant. He's a freshman. Flag on the play. Another pre-snap penalty. So many of those tonight and so many turnovers.
Yeah, there's been 7 altogether, Mikey. 4 for Ridley and 3 for Coatesville.
Offsides on Ridley. For 2 teams that have had as great a records as they've had this season, the number of penalties and turnovers tonight has been very surprising. Just to get back to the youth of Coatesville, you also have Alexander is a junior, so he's coming back for another year.
3-1.
1st and 5, ball on the 45, 5:50 to go. Blitz coming, but it's a run up the middle. Just so impressive by Young. Like, he took a hit, and he just kind of was hopping forward to get an extra yard or 2.
He carried several players on his back as he did so.
And he was hopping with his knee. Did you see his knee up, actually pushing with his knee the player as he was going forward? I've never seen that before.
I did not know kangaroos played football. But make my mom very happy as you saw somebody hopping to try and gain yards.
I wait for this guy to see him in college, Mikey.
2nd and 1, ball on the 49. And it's going to be a first down. Yeah, as we said he's 5'11", and he's got great speed. It's not like he's Darren Sproul size, and he really only has the speed. He's got some height. He's got some weight. He's going to be very impressive at the next level.
And don't forget, too, Mikey, that he's only 16 years old, and he's got some growing to do. So he could be
put a little bit of weight on, and
sure, he could be a 6'1", 200-pound running back. He already has great breakaway ability.
Gets the carry again. Mike, at this point, why would they do anything besides run the ball?
I think that's what you're going to see is Young or Ricky Ortega take the ball up the middle.
If Coatesville gets the ball again after this, there's no reason for any of the starters to be out there because it's a 20-point game with 4:14 to go. As you can see some of the Ridley fans starting to head for their cars. their team definitely did put up a great effort trying to come back with this the speed of Coatesville. It's been too much. Hand off to Young. He takes the stretch play. He's still going up the sideline, and he's going to go in for the score. 44-yard touchdown run. What a play by Aaron Young. Alan Martin tried to get him, but he just couldn't catch up. Just took it to the outside. What a night for Young. What a night for Coatesville as they're going to advance in the playoffs. 40-14 is the score now. Even more high scoring than we were anticipating. And we were talking about what a great player is, but the Young brothers are also very good people as well. Kick is up. Again, it's another interesting kick, but the kick is good. 41-14, Coatesville with the lead. We'll be right back after this word from 3ctvlive.com.
Looking to advertise your business? Well, 3ctvlive.com would like to welcome you, the business community, to advertise on our Game of the Week Chessmont League for 3ctvlive.com. Please contact Al Ray Johnson of 3CTV Live at 610-306-9492. Again, 3ctvlive.com welcomes the business community to advertise live on Game of the Week Chessmont League.
And we see Ricky Santiago, the sophomore offensive lineman for Coatesville, being helped off the field there. He's sitting on the bench now being looked at by trainers. You hate to see anybody get injured, especially this late in a game that's a blowout. Carl, talk about what Coatesville needs to do going into next week's game to ensure that they advance again.
Sure. Well, one thing for sure, Mikey, is to stay healthy. So I'm sure they need. I'm sure they need Mr. 77 there. So you know, they definitely need one to stay healthy and improve on the turnovers.
As Anderson on the return, he's still going up the sideline. Will he get caught by a Red Raider? He's gonna go. Great kickoff return by the Green Raiders. Brock Anderson saying he will not go quietly into that good night because this is his last game at Ridley. He is a senior. It's a great play for him to essentially end his career on. If you're gonna go out fighting. That's what he did. Like, I love that. I love my special teams.
Your special teams, you always say if you can't be sound in the kicking game, you're not going to win the game.
Yeah, you gotta. Again, things for Coach. You know what? It's a perfect situation for Coach Ortega. Your team has won, but you have a lot of stuff you can work on in practice. You got to work on ball security. You got to work on penalties, and now you got to work on special teams. The ideal situation. So 41-20 the score now. As the clock was incorrectly stopped at the wrong time. There should be 3:30 on the clock as they've now changed it.
So give Aaron Young a chance to add on to his statistical total, which I'm sure has reached over 200 yards rushing.
I mean, really, there should be no reason for Young or Ortega to be in the game. The kick is up. It is good. 41-21, Coatesville with the lead. We'll be back to wrap this one up after a word from our friends at Eagle Wolfington.
Looking for some additional income? You can join the Wolfington bus team. We provide full on-site training. Parents can bring their children to work with them. If you love sports, you can drive the team buses to the games. For more information, you can call 610-321-6608 or email applicant@wolfington.com.
The Chestmont Game of the Week on ChestmontFootball.com, brought to you by 3C TV Live. I am Mikey Dunn, joined by Mike Dunn and Carl Rubman. Mike, who do you have as the player of the game tonight?
Well, I'd like Ricky Ortega for the player of the game for the simple reason that he has scored not once, not twice, but 3 times tonight. Touchdowns running it in.
But, Carl, you have a different player in mind for player of the game.
Oh, it's a toss-up, Mikey. I like Aaron Young. Just his absolutely incredible athletic ability.
You know, we did this in the Kennett Unionville game. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to be the deciding vote. I'm going to say it's both of them joint players of the game, and that's something that's going to be said for a long time coming for Coatesville for many games is Aaron Young and Ricky Ortega, your joint players of the game, both with phenomenal nights. As the onside kick attempt, did Ridley get that? Oh, I think it ended up being Coatesville with the recovery. It was a perfect onside kick, Mike, bound right off a Coatesville player to a Ridley player, but he wasn't able to pick it up right back to Coatesville. And now there's a flag on the play.
I can only think it's unsporting behavior for Ridley.
I only saw Ridley players there, but that's
Because
perfect.
there's a Coatesville player down right there right now.
It may have been the guy who actually received the ball. He got slaughtered there.
Well, as the injured player gets tended to and as we wait the flag, we're going to go to our friends at Beaver Creek Tavern.
Be sure to check out Beaver Creek Tavern for the best burgers in Chester County, including Mikey Dunn's favorite, the always delicious Bison Burger. Beaver Creek Tavern has a full menu available, which includes vegetarian and gluten-free options. Additionally, you can book your own private event there. Go see our friends at Beaver Creek Tavern, located at 1350 Bondsville Road in Downingtown. That's Beaver Creek Tavern.
Player is still down, as you can see right there. Again, hate to see that happen. It's a 20-point game, and that's now 2 injuries for Coatesville. As we saw, Santiago is still down on the bench for Coatesville to update on the USA-Mexico score. It's 1-1. Bobby Wood tying it up for the United States. And for that matchup, the U.S. has never lost to Mexico when they've played them in Columbus. Just a reminder, post-game interview coming up with the victorious coach, our own Sierra Horsey. Going to talk to Coach Ortega. Although there is 3:25 to go, Mike. Though getting that onside kick would have been big for trying the comeback. Great college basketball matchup tonight as Arizona leads Michigan State 63-60. And it was a personal foul on Coatesville. That was the call. And the Sixers up by 4 with 34 seconds to go. Carl, could they get that first win as you predicted? Unfortunately, the Flyers have fallen behind. They're down 4-3 now. A little tough going for the Fly guys so far tonight, although Simmer, the Wayne Simmons with 2 goals tonight.
I believe the injured player who was down for Coatesville was Hilliard. Zach Hilliard.
It's a run up the middle. Mike, why are the starters still in this game? It's a 20-point game. Flag on the play. Now it's just getting chippy. I'm like, why are the starters still here? I know it's still 3 minutes, but it's a 20-point game.
They've got to basically throw in the towel at this point and say that it's over. Turn out the lights, the party's over.
It's a 2nd and 9.
I just think, Mikey, that it's Coach Ortega's philosophy is to leave the players in the game. I've watched them, and I don't think he takes them out. He lets them play.
Penalty on Ridley. 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders. Ball on the 49.
Actually, Carl, there are 3 games this season where he has cleared the bench and put all his subs in.
I guess they figure there's still so much time left. Maybe they'll sub him out coming up. Coatesville calls their final timeout of the game. Ridley still with all 3. I want to thank you for tuning in to 3C TV Live's Chestmont Game of the Week on ChestmontFootball.com. Coming soon. Hey, folks, you watch out. ChestmontSports.com is going to be coming. We'll have more information about that later on.
That's chess-montsports.com.
There you go. As you can see right there, great job by our guys down in the truck. Hey, just a reminder, you can like us on Facebook at 3CTV Live. You can follow us on Instagram at 3CTV Live and follow us on Twitter at ChessmontFB. And folks, again, just to let you know, we love bringing you these broadcasts, but part of the reason we're able to bring you these broadcasts is from our great sponsors like Eagle Wolfington and Beaver Creek Tavern, but also we need some help from you, the fans. If you can go to chessmontfootball.com, in the top right corner, there's a contribute button. There's a yellow button in the middle that says donate. You can go on there, help us out. There's PIAA increases the cost of broadcasting these games every week, so every dollar counts to help us bring you great football action here in the Chessmont League. It's a handoff up the middle, not much room to run.
Young, the ball carrier for Coatesville, tackled for a 4-yard loss by Wallace.
2:38 to go in the game. Coatesville up 41-21. Just because it's a 20-point game, stay tuned because Sierra Horsey's going to have an interview with Victoria's coach Matt Ortega. Coach Ortega is just a great guy to talk to. There's Aaron Young with the big run. As you said, Carl, just adding to his stats. A neck tackle there, but hey, he's up, he's fine. But remember, one of my favorite coach interviews was a couple years ago. It was myself and the newly married Greg Hunt. Interviewing Coach Ortega after a game, and just the answers that he gave, they were well thought out. It wasn't just, oh, let me give the generic answer. So Sierra is going to talk to him after the game.
Two minutes to go. 41-21. Coatesville's leading. 1st and 10 from the Ridley 27-yard line.
Expect another running play here. No reason to pass. Hand off to Young up the middle. Just tacking up the yards. Another, depending on the spot. No, it's going to be. They're moving the chains. It's another first down. And could it be the second straight overtime game for the Sixers, as it's now 100-100 with 2 seconds to go. 1:34 to go. Ridley not calling their timeouts even though they have 3. They know that this ball game is over. Great effort. You know, they still kept fighting, especially like the kickoff return by Anderson. Victory formation, though. As Ortega takes the knee. So barring a Miracle of the Meadowlands-esque play, your final score is going to be 41-21. Coatesville getting the victory. The Red Raiders defeating the Green Raiders. Unfortunately, I said at the beginning of the game I didn't want to see too much of the yellow flag on the field. We weren't able to avoid that, but 45 seconds to go. So Coatesville is able to advance to the next round of the playoffs. Familiar territory for the Coatesville fans. They're trying to make a run like they did back in 2012. And that's going to do it. They're not going to have to call another play. We're at 20 seconds left on the clock. A lot of happy Coatesville fans here. They came out in this brisk night. Still 15 seconds away from being official, but you see the players doing the post-game handshakes. So the winner, Coatesville will play either Springford or North Penn. North Penn with the lead in the fourth quarter of that game. What a matchup that'll be if it's North Penn and Coatesville. We were talking about it before the game when we saw the playoff bracket. North Penn, a perennial powerhouse. Coatesville, a perennial powerhouse. It's going to be a lot of speed in that game. It's going to be a lot of big plays. Coach Ortega is going to make sure his team is not going to turn it over as much and not have as many penalties. And I have a feeling when Sarah Horsey has her post-game interview with the victorious Coach Ortega, he's going to bring up the penalties and the turnovers.
Knowing Matt Ortega, yes, I interviewed him earlier this week, and he is not afraid to hit an issue direct.
It's overtime.
He's waiting for his team to come so he can hand out the game ball.
Just to update you on that Sixers game we were talking about. It's going to overtime again. Joel Embiid attempted a three-pointer for some reason. The Flyers down 5-3 in their game. And to get you an update on the U.S. soccer game, that game is 1-1 as well. Still, excuse me, 1-1 still. Carl, your final thoughts before we go down to the interview.
Well, Mikey, I think this game went as probably as it should. Coatesville just have more talent as a football team, just the better offensive players. It pretty much came down to that, even though the turnovers were a factor. Both teams had lots of turnovers. It was Ricky Ortega and Aaron Young pretty much the 1-2 punch that were unstoppable tonight, and they would have scored even more if they didn't have the turnovers. So on to the next game. The next game should be very exciting, Mike.
Yeah, it's always exciting when you have the Young brothers and you have Ricky Ortega and also Jaden Hudson and Alexander. Mike, you have a final for the Henderson game for us.
Yes, Henderson High School defeated Upper Dublin in their semifinal game tonight, quarterfinal game tonight, by a score of 17-14. Congratulations, Henderson.
Yeah, again, we heard before the season there was supposed to be a down year for them, but what a great job by the Warriors. We had them a couple weeks ago in their victory over Westchester East. It's a great job by the Warriors, another Chesmont team advancing. As the score updates we were getting was as though Downtown East was going to lose to Perkiomen Valley. I don't know if that went final, but Coatesville is going to have at least some company in the Henderson Warriors. Mike, your final thoughts on tonight's game?
Well, I was disappointed on behalf of the Ridley Green Raiders in that their highly touted defense didn't show up when they needed to. Their O-line didn't show up when they needed to, and their running back core most obviously didn't show up. The quarterback did what he could with his arm, but that wasn't enough. He ran the ball quite a few times. All in all, an okay effort in my book. Coatesville was by far the superior team tonight. They met Ridley at every turn, and yeah, they made a few dumb mistakes, but what team doesn't in high school football?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's something that Coach Ortega is actually probably going to be pleased with, except for the injuries, as we see Ricky Santiago still limping. He's just now getting out to where his teammates are, but it's a game that you can look at and say, hey, guys, we won. We had a lot of big plays, but they have stuff to work on, the ball security. They have to work on the penalties. I think that special teams play at the end, the kickoff return, they got to work on that as well.
I think that's exactly what Coach Ortega is telling his crew right now.
And also to update you on another game, Westchester East trails 24-21, but the defense was able to get them the ball back with 2:25 left in the game. So Westchester East only down by 3. Could be 2 Westchester teams advancing as well. Bishop Shanahan fell to Academy Park 26-13. And if North Penn wins, Coatesville will be at the number 1 seeded North Penn. If Springford wins, Coatesville will be home, but it's looking like it's going to be North Penn right now. And Coach Ortega has finished talking to his players. We're going to have a post-game interview with Coach Ortega and Sierra Horsey coming up literally in a matter of moments. I want to thank you for tuning in to the Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com. the interview was looking like it was going to be taking place soon, but a couple of Coatesville players got very excited and started celebrating on the Red Raider in the middle of the field. They're fired up after the win. As we get ready to send it down to Sierra Horsey. Take it away, Sierra.
We're here with Coach Matt Ortega of the Coatesville Red Raiders. They had a huge victory tonight, 41-21 against the Ridley Green Raiders. Congratulations on your win tonight. How long will you celebrate before you have to worry about next week's game?
Tonight and at tomorrow, it's getting ready for North Penn, so we'll enjoy it for tonight.
Tell us about your 3 offensive players' stellar performance tonight.
You know, we had a lot of guys making plays, you know, and it's just awesome. We know when the defense had to stand up, they did. You know, and the offense, you know, when they had to make plays, they made plays. And, you know, we got a little closer in the second half, but we were able to open the game back up and win this game.
Next week, you'll face North Penn. How will your prep change this week as compared to prior games?
When the prep won't change. It's just the focus on the kids and the energy and practice will just be elevated because of how big the game is. But it'll be a normal week, and, you know, we'll just come out and just do it like we do every week.
All right, Coach. Well, congratulations and good luck next week against North Penn. This is Sierra Horsey with ChessmontFootball.com as produced by 3CTVLive.com. Remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram at 3CTVLive.com. Happy Veterans Day. We'll take you there.
Again, as Sierra just said, it is Veterans Day. I want to take this moment to thank all the veterans out there, including Mike. Give a wave if you could see. Mike, of course, served in the Air Force, one of several members of his family that did serve, including his father, my grandfather, who served in the Army, my Aunt Caroline and Uncle Rick in the Army, my Uncle Steve in the Army. So, again, I want to thank all of you veterans, and thank you for tuning in to the Chessmont. Oh, we have Alan in the truck, who is a member of the Navy. So a lot of veterans as a part of the crew. And again, I want to thank all of you for tuning in on this Veterans Day to the Chessmont Game of the Week on ChessmontFootball.com. For Mike Dunn and Carl Drummond, I am Mikey Dunn. Good night, everybody.